Hello, and welcome to Technocracy Zero Sum. I'm very excited about this. I'm also wearing my brand new There's No Such Thing as Paradox shirt.
Thank you very much, Michael.
Yeah, courtesy of Michael and the Victorian era Mage stream. So you can pick those up. Also, hashtag Team Arson, because that just follows me.
I like that this is a reversal, actually. Because it's a Victorian Mage game, but Kelly's playing instead.
Right? Yeah. That's pretty much what it is. I'm very happy with this. Yeah, all right. Let me find my notes here. This is good. All right. So I will be your storyteller today instead of Kelly. My name is Jen, and I use she, her pronouns. And let's do some player character intros, starting with Kelly.
Hello, everyone. I'm playing Dr. Nolan Westcroft. He is a disgraced member of the New World Order who woke up one day and decided he didn't want to hurt people anymore, and went into psychology, and now does basically trauma support for technocratic agents who see Cthulhian monsters. He's the therapist to the Men in Black. I'm very excited to be here. You see him, so does Nolan.
Excellent. And Amy.
Hi, I'm Amy. I use she, her, they, them pronouns. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/paradoxical. I don't know if we're doing the intros, but I just did it, so we're doing it, I guess. Whatever, I apologize. And I am playing Heather Anderson, the Void Engineer, mechanic / engineer / she likes making things and gadgets, and especially things that can help her see into other dimensions, maybe. Yeah.
Great. And let's go down to Christine. We'll do a circle.
Hello. I'm Christine. I use she, her pronouns. And yeah, you can find me as Lady Liliana all over the place. Otherwise, I am playing Sophia Smith. She is a progenitor and specifically of the DSI, which is not actually in the new Technocracy book. It's in the old Progenitor book.
It is. Do you want that book?
Fine.
Well, I don't remember the details of that, so yes, I think I'll need it.
All right.
But basically, we're the ones who go around and
they're the deviant
things.
folks. Yeah, they
deviant scene investigation.
That's the one.
We're scientists, and we deal with stuff. We're not locked away in our labs. We're doing things. But yes, the old Progenitor books.
Very nice. Yeah, that's fine. We're mostly using M20 rules, but with revised Mage metaplot. So, and last but not least, Robin.
Hello, I'm Robin. I use she, her pronouns, and not tonight, you can tell I'm used to just playing your usual stream. Today, I am playing Tegan Warner, who is part of Iteration X, and she specifically is part of the biomechanics working in research and division. And so you might notice that she has different colored eyes is because she has, maybe an implant that lets her connect to the network, because she's all about perfecting the human body by the merge of machine and man and woman, and yeah, I'm excited.
Personhood and machinehood.
Yeah, machinehood and personhood.
Oh, exactly. A tie clip. This guy would not use one.
Fantastic. I have to say that with everything that's in my brain, all of your characters has given me an insane amount of foreshadowing, and I love it. So y'all know nothing. It's fine. So yeah, before we forget, I'll get my mouth under control. That's how we do that. Before we begin, I have a few small notes that I do want to point out. So first, we're going to have everybody who has requisitions as a background. So I believe that's Heather and Sophia. If you could roll your dots in dice, and for every success you get 5 points to spend on devices that you can either have brought with you, or if you aren't necessarily sure your character would think that far ahead, I can put them in the game later.
Okay. Do 10s explode?
10s, you know what? It's extra life. Sure. 10s explode. But Sophia, you're at a difficulty of 5, and Heather, you're at a difficulty of 7.
Okay.
Because you have that flaw that means people hate you. Certain people hate you.
So what do we want to do for specialties then? Just say that 10s count as 2 and explode, maybe?
Yeah, let's do that.
It's nice and easy.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have requisitions 2, so I'm rolling 2d10.
Yeah. While you're doing that, I'm just gonna mention my other things here. So as we've mentioned in pretty much every other mage game that I've been in, me, like Kelly, have very different versions of mage that float in our head all the time. And so, I might actually accidentally make an incorrect rules call. So remember, we're here for fun and charity. But players do let me know if I've remembered the wrong thing and we can change it. As I said, we're going to use the M20 rule set as much as possible.
Okay, so that was 5 points per success.
Per success.
Yes.
Okay, so
Sweet. I've got 25 points to play with then.
Oh my
Nice.
god.
What the
Aren't you
hell?
fancy? I have 1 success. That's gonna be 5 points, I guess.
Amy, pay $5 to re-roll or whatever it is.
There we go. Yeah.
I don't have money.
Yeah. If somebody wants to buy Amy a reroll, you can donate now.
Okay, so which book did you say these were in?
Technocracy, or Guide to the Technocracy.
Right.
Q Division,
Technocracy
section
Reloaded.
5, I think.
Okay, yeah, it's just that's in my other folder.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I
Alright.
also wanted to
I'm
say
gonna have to now read that area to find what I want.
Yes. Yeah, feel free. I'm going to be doing like individual little intros, so you're going to have a bit of time. I wanted to say that most of what I've learned from role playing in general has been from Kelly, so my style tends to imitate his. Imitation, sincerest form of flattery, right?
Right.
You love
Right?
it.
Yeah, so long as you don't like skin my face off as part
Right?
of it. Yeah.
I don't have plans for that.
I mean, that's still very flattering, I guess.
Okay. So yeah, you guys can, Heather and Sophia, you can take time to read through those trinkets and other devices and let me know what you decide to get.
Forgot. There we go.
Okay. Are there any final questions?
How you doing?
I am good. I'm very excited. I'm a little bit, what's the word? Like ADHD overexcited, where it's my mouth doesn't know when to stop talking sometimes. So this will be fun.
That moment, that thing that I get where someone just needs to push you on stage to get you going.
Yeah, that.
All right. Jen. Oof. I shoved you.
Yay. Okay, let me actually grab some sort of music here to start.
So I'm going to open the 9 spheres so I'm playing with entropy. I rarely play with entropy. So.
And like I said, Kelly, if you want to like adjust sound and stuff, because I can't tell. That's why I don't listen to the music in most of the games. Okay, if there are no other questions, then let's begin. It's been a week since you left Seattle, on your way to the deep sea exploration zone, a secret void engineer base near the Mariana Trench. It's been a week of hot, cramped, dimly lit hallways. Small beds you can barely turn over in. The smell of rusted metal is making its way into the pores of everyone in this tin can, mingling with a sort of stale body odor that comes from just not being able to clean quite as well as you'd like in claustrophobic showers. The food tastes great, though. You're not sure what herb or spice Gabby, the submarine mess specialist, puts in the food to cover up the taste of iron, but whatever it is, it's pretty magical. The crew of the submarine isn't anything like you expected. It's not actually an established crew that's been working together time and time again. This crew has been put together just for this mission, and it's starting to tear at the seams. The first couple of days, everyone was on their best behavior. then the crew started to relax and inevitably get on each other's nerves. The captain, Aaron Gamble, he shut it down. He kept everyone from outwardly exploding. And all of the other Void engineers on the ship, as they're all Void engineers except for Tegan and Sophia, they all followed his command because they're Void engineers, but tensions are still running high. All of you pretty much have run of the sub. There are a few places that the non-crew, which includes Nolan, Tegan, and Sophia, you're asked, not to go there. So the helm, the engine room, there's a bunch of rooms closed off for storage. Don't go climbing in the vents, that sort of thing. But otherwise, you're free to make use of the space as you will. And also, the three of you, except for Heather, do have one bonus. You have your own room. There are 3 bunks in that room, so it's not supposed to be this way. But you do each have your own room. Someone must have decided it wasn't worth sticking you 3 in with the rest of the crew. Heather, I know you're busy looking up requisitions, but we're going to start with you. So you have a lot more free reign since you are the assistant of the chief engineer. Sabian is her name. But you two are asked not to go into makeshift storerooms. They're filled with supplies that the top brass hopes your crew can deliver to a perfectly intact underwater station. The crew is pretty much sure they're going to have to travel back with it, though. But you're asked not to go in there just because it's stacked to the top. You're also bunking with the main crew. So there's a collection of Void engineers from across the various specialties. Most of the time in a submarine like this, you'd expect 90% Earth Frontier Division, specifically the aquatics team, but not here. You've got, let's see, I actually have their specialties. You've got, you do have some from the aquatic exploration team. You have some from research and engineering who you actually know. You know Jordan and you know Mia. They're both from R&E, but not your kind of subdivision. You've got a couple of Border Defense Corps, which isn't terribly unusual because they're kind of expecting that there might be a fight down here. And you've got someone from the from Fleet Operations Command in PDC, which I can't remember what that acronym is. Oh, Pandimensional Corps, or Specialist Corps. Pandimensional Corps, there we go. Mm-hmm. Which is weird. But you have a bit of dimensional science, and you can probably guess that you're going down to the Mariana Trench. The reason the Void Engineers have a base down there is because it is a weird place. And so maybe they're sending Pan-Dimensional Corps to check things out on that front. So you also understand that part of the reason everyone's getting snippy is due to trying to run a 25, 30-man submarine with 13 people. No one is getting enough sleep and everyone is pulling double shifts, except for you. You only answer to Sabian, and she makes sure you have time off to rest because you two keep this tin can running, and so she wants you at your best. So tell me about the sorts of things that you get up to during the week you've been in the submarine.
If there's a repair station specifically, I guess I don't know if it's a cargo bay necessarily or something that's been kind of repurposed for just repairs, she probably spends a lot of time there. Either just trying to stay out of the way, fixing things, maybe making some modifications, and I don't know if there's access to internet of any sort down here with our crazy dimensional. I haven't checked I don't know if there's a gadget that does that.
There's normally no. Normally in a submarine, no. Just flat out, you wouldn't. Some people are able to use forces to manipulate forces and data to manipulate stuff to get some internet down here. Not a very great signal, but they can do it. Or you do have an Iteration X member on board who might be able to also access.
Okay, I will try to barter with the ItX member to get access to the internet, even if it's only to read like guides for various things she wants to think about and make, and maybe a couple novels. There's probably a couple like romance novels in there.
Yep. There's, excuse me. Yeah, books are a big thing that sailors bring down here.
Yeah, she's got an e-reader.
Cool. So yeah, well, let's take care of that internet thing. So first, Tegan, you probably can guess why you've been sent down here. On paper, it's because you have, valuable skills, or maybe it's because the base houses a few of your conventions projects. But this isn't a normal mission. It could be a suicide mission. No one really knows. And there's been somebody giving you trouble in your convention lately. So maybe you got assigned weird. But you're also one of the only non-void engineers on this mission. So feel free to tell me about how you're spending your time on the sub. And then you can have a bartering session with Heather.
So yeah, Tegan definitely first thing that she's doing is trying to get the internet, because she cannot be not connected to the Technocracy and her research station that she's based out of in Seattle. So that's the first thing she's doing, and she's keeping up with updates of project and maybe other members of her old scrum team, making sure things are going smooth, and then just messing about on the internet as well. Has several Netflix shows that she's gonna be watching when she's not in use on the ship.
Fair. Does your DEI have any sort of role if there's like problematic conditions or anything?
Let me double check. I have the paper.
I'm gonna make one up because you are under a bunch of water in the ocean.
Yeah.
But if there's one, then we'll just use that.
Finally, you can have access to all mundane internet and basic computer function, as well as performing hacking research. It doesn't say. It just says I have access to the internet, but yeah, I'm assuming there would be some sort of role
Cool.
trying to get there. I do also have data 3, so I'm assuming she's using some of that to get the internet.
Totally fair. Let's get a intelligence and technology role.
All right.
But I'm going to let you act as though you have a specialization in it because of your data.
Oh, sweet, cool.
So any 10s will be 2 successes and explode, because
Perfect.
why not?
Yeah, for technology, I have modifications as I chose for a specialty for technology.
Which, yeah.
Wow, these dice are not loving me. What was my difficulty?
We're just gonna give you a difficulty of 4 because you're familiar with this device, and you do have that modification specialty. So
Sweet.
It's more a matter of trying to find the right signals to bring it in.
Yeah. So that's gonna be, because I rolled 1-1, unfortunately. That's only gonna be 3. It's 3 successes, so it's pretty okay.
Cool. Actually, I'm just gonna read Heather's question here. I think the primal energy in the book for devices is how much they have.
Yes.
Not
So if it's a device, it's basically it's ammo.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
not what you need for it.
Awesome. Because
Yep,
I'm like, I do not have that much. Nope.
Fair. Cool. Yeah. So Tegan, you can access the internet down here.
Sweet.
You again, it's not the strong, like it's not a 5-bar signal, but it's still like a 3-4 on what you think might be the like sunny days up top. You're not sure, but there's definitely some days that are better than others.
Okay, cool. So yeah, she's just like.
Does Robin, does your DEI unit, does it have primal energy in the write-up?
No, not available.
Okay.
Enlightenment, NA, primal energy, NA, and it just has
Okay.
background.
I was about to
costs,
say,
which
if
I
it
dealt
had
with.
that, you might be able to spend that to force a signal if you really needed it, but if
Yeah.
you don't got it,
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Cool. So yeah, you can spend your time with with Netflix, with checking in back home. Do you have, family, friends back home that you kind of keep in touch with?
Yeah, she has both of her parents. They're divorced and each have a new remarry. So she checks in with each kind of parent. She's closer to her dad than her mom, so she probably checks in with her dad a bit more often. They send memes a lot back and forth to each other. She's taught her dad how to meme. So they often send memes back and forth. And she has an on again, off again boyfriend. They're currently off right now, but that doesn't mean she doesn't message him sometimes, but
Feeling lonely on the sub.
Exactly.
there's no chance of going back right now because you're literally underwater, but
yeah.
Cool. Yeah, Heather, what part of the week would you approach Tegan to see if you can access the internet? Heather, hi.
Sorry, I was actually about to ask you a question. So cool. I'm approaching Tegan. What part of the weekend you said? Sorry.
What part of the week? Yeah, like early on, kind of middle of the week.
Pretty early on, I think.
Cool.
Because can't go that long without having, at least to check stuff.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, so day 2, maybe going into day 3. You're not really sure. Time is. They do dim the lights as part of like a cyclical, as part of a sleep cycle down here, but it's really hard to tell days, and most of the rest of the crew are on like 8 hours of sleep, 16 hours of work, regardless, and they do shifts. So
right.
Everybody's sleeping at various times, but maybe it's day 2, day 3. And Heather, you see Tegan in the mess area, the dining hall.
Chances that I remember her name are slim to none. No, you. Hi. You.
Oh.
Purple hair. You. Yeah. Hi.
Hey, pink hair.
Hi. So, you're with Iteration X, right?
Yeah. Yeah. What gave it away? Was it the 2 colored eyes?
You have 2 colored eyes? Oh my gosh. That's
Yeah.
Are they is that one fake? Or is it?
I mean, as fake, I didn't grow it myself, but
Synthetic or?
It's
You know what? I probably shouldn't be asking people about their eyes. Right. Sorry about that.
Let me guess. Internet?
Yes.
I've had about half of your crew ask me already about the internet.
Yes, but so can you help me with it?
Probably. I'm honestly a bit bored down here, so yeah. I could use someone to talk to. It's kind of boring down here.
Sure.
I can get you hooked up. What are you gonna use it for though? Because I don't know how much download is gonna take away from my stuff. But what are you planning on using your internet for?
To get ebooks.
Oh, okay, cool. Just I can get you internet access. Just don't go look at porn, please. That the virusing mechanisms that I have to set up to get antivirus is just it's a lot of work, especially from this far away from land. So just try and stay away from porn, please.
Cool. Yeah. I think I can do that.
Do you have a device or computer in your like? What are you gonna use
yes,
it?
I
can kind of only do it device by device, so I have to like
I've got a laptop and a tablet.
Sweet.
I can make it work. Cool. This has been awkward.
It has. It really has. How long have you been on the ship? Boat? Sub? I guess a sub.
The same amount of time as you?
Fair.
I assume?
Yeah, I guess my question is, have you ever been on one before? Wow, this is really awkward.
No, not. Okay. I mean, I wanted to be, and I've worked on them, but I haven't been on them.
No.
Really. It's my first mission.
Huh.
But
Cool.
I think it's gonna go great. I'm
God,
really
I
confident.
hope so.
I have a good feeling about it.
Well, as long as you have a good feeling about this, when they pitched this idea, and by pitched, I mean told me, I was like, you're kidding. A small tin can miles under the ocean. What could go wrong?
I mean, many things.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, but if you say we're gonna go well, I'm gonna put some hope in you. You know what you're doing. You're part of the VE here, so I'm sure this will be fine. Fine. Want to take me to your cabin? Let's get this internet thing just sorted out.
Okay. Cool. It's this way. And she will lead the way.
Oh, so what? I'm Tegan, by the way.
Heather.
Nice to meet you, Heather.
And you follow her back to the cabin. I love these characters so much. And I'm not even going to make you roll for it because this is like before. It's fine. You managed to get internet working for Heather. And go ahead.
I had a real quick question. I usually put down firearms. Can I swap that out for energy weapons?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Not a problem.
Yeah, I had a similar question about that too because I was like,
go right ahead. That makes more sense.
Because I'm going to take the finger pew-pews as my...
You'll join
Nice.
me with the finger pews.
You even have...
I have
not ready
rings,
for this.
baby.
It's
Yeah,
good.
Amy, you should have gotten a hard suit.
I can't
That's
use
where it is. Why not?
I think it requires like higher enlightenment and like other stuff.
No, it has its own enlightenment.
Oh, does
Yeah.
it? That's how that works?
Yeah,
Okay.
all of the devices, whatever stats they have, it's what they have, not what you need.
Okay, let me double check this real quick then.
Yeah,
Well,
and if it says if
And
it's
report
in the
back.
book, like if you're using this book, that the spheres required the spheres to build it, not to use it.
Yeah.
It
Alright.
says that, but it's a little buried.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Missiles.
I also took skin suit. That's what Tegan wears.
Yes. Because I was like, you are a time bomb and should have armor.
Yeah.
I would feel bad otherwise hitting your character with damage.
Don't.
All
She
right.
doesn't feel it.
Doesn't feel it, and it's hard to heal with life because you're Iteration X.
Yep.
Go figure. You're a half
Go
machine.
figure. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I'm gonna move on to Nolan, or do you prefer Dr. Nolan?
Dr. Nolan, if I have to do it specifically to use a Dr. Nolan is what I prefer.
Fantastic. Tell me about how you got assigned to this mission. Yeah.
Well, it's a funny story. I was in the middle of doing a cross-examination of someone who came back from Taikoidi Station, and just basic back to work stuff. Filling out the correct forms, and how does that make you feel? Oh, is your mother still alive? The usual. And I got a phone call from an old dead drop number. That my handler used about 12 years ago, before the change in careers, and it said that I was to report for a temporary reallocation of resources, and here I am. I don't know. They told me to bring a gun. I didn't.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I don't like guns anymore.
Okay. And how are you spending your time in a submarine where you can't really escape?
Oh, that part's not a problem at all. I have a number of medications that I can use to make sure that I don't get upset or unstable, and my mood is always fantastic. I think that noticing that the captain was having a bit of trouble with some of the unsurly crew, I think it's a good idea to go through and try to reinforce those bonds and try to really get to the root of why people aren't working together well. Sometimes that means rolling up the sleeves and getting to work with them, but sometimes that means just having a conversation, and I won't even bill them.
That's probably good because they probably wouldn't pay you. But
yeah,
you then probably go and talk to the captain, Captain Aaron Gamble. He prefers Captain Gamble. He's a large black man with a bald head and a graying mustache and beard. Very what's his name? Very
Danny
Uncle
Glover?
Phil. No, Uncle
Oh, okay.
Phil is the way I'm going.
That's great.
Yeah.
Oh God, in a sub, he must. No wonder people don't like him. He takes up that much space.
I'm sorry, I have an Uncle Phil, and I'm just picturing my Uncle Phil right now. It's very
Fresh Prince, Uncle Phil.
Yeah.
Technocratic Uncle Phil.
So, he spends a lot of time. He has a first mate, Tajima Yukio, who seems to spend most of his time at the in the helm area, with the doing the piloting and stuff. And so the captain actually will wander the sub, and you can get a hold of him easier than the first mate.
His name was Aaron or Eric?
Aaron.
Okay.
He's walking through one of those tiny hallways, and you kind of meet up.
Oh, sorry, Captain. Looks like we're dancing. I was wondering. I noticed that you're keeping a really good handle on the crew, but it must be hard. How much tension there is in this can. I kind of specialize in that kind of occupational therapy. I'd be happy just to offer my services as a freebie, anything to make your job easier.
I've heard of you.
Yeah, well, don't believe everything you've heard. Some of it's good.
You are welcome to try talking to the crew. We're all void engineers, don't get me wrong.
Yes, sir.
But we all have slightly different outlooks.
It's to be expected. The Union's a big place.
It is. It's a very big place. And not all void engineers are meant to be working together, if you catch my drift.
Yes.
But we're down here. We're all of a sort crew. You're welcome to try.
Anything that helps us get to the end of the mission without getting in trouble. I'm feeling there's probably gonna be enough trouble down there already.
That's true. That is true. I would recommend that you just stay out of the way of our leads. Yukio, my first mate, and Sabian, the chief engineer, they have jobs to do. Everyone does, but they won't take kindly to being interrupted.
Absolutely, and they're leads for a reason, sir. Same why I wouldn't have come to you about this if I hadn't have bumped into you in the hallway like this.
Can't avoid everyone on this ship. Excuse me. And he's gonna like sneak past you as much as a black man with his bulk can do.
He doesn't need to know that I've been waiting in the hallway for this exact instance.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, time to get to work.
Yeah. So do you go, looking for other of the younger crew?
Yeah, basically just take an active interest in everything that they're doing and really put forward that try to encourage the vibe that they should be happy with what they're doing and that they should feel fulfillment, right? Maybe not, maybe this isn't the best job in the world, but, somebody's got to do it, and I'm the best one for the job right now. Like, the union couldn't exist without me type of, instilled... encouragement, and I'm happy to use magic to bump this too if needed. I have a rote called let's see, Fast Friends.
Fantastic. Yeah, just give me that roll just to see kind of your general success rate.
Okay. That's gonna be I believe 3 successes.
Fantastic. Yeah, you make some pretty good friends in Samuel
basically
Kent.
Using entropy 1 mind 1 to say the right thing.
Nice.
To basically just to make a good impression.
Yeah. Samuel Kent, he tells you to call him Sam.
Sure thing, Sam.
Feels pretty buddy. You later witness Sam and Jordan, who you also met, who's from research and Ernie. Execution, yeah. Research and execution. The two of them are kind of whispering together, but they seem, to be having not a tense conversation. It seems to actually be nice, and they're from two different. Sam's from Border Corps, actually. So.
Oh wow.
You don't really expect those two to be hanging out, but they are. Give me just a perception and alertness roll.
Oh boy, let's take a look at what we got here. Thank you. That took a long time to load for some reason. Just alertness?
Yeah.
Ah, damn. Okay. I am astute.
Cool.
And holy God, I should never be allowed to roll these dice. Does astute matter?
Yes.
Oh wait, we're re-rolling 10s regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was a 7. It changed. 1, 2, 3.
And yeah, just
10 successes.
Sweet.
Oh, pardon me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 successes. Sorry.
That's fine. So yeah, you watch this whole thing unfold, and you don't interfere because because of that amazing roll, you can feel the intent behind it, and it's not malicious. So you see Jordan and Sam talking to each other, just kind of whispering in a corner, and then later you notice that the door to Captain Gamble's room because he also has his own room, of course, is missing. The door is just missing. It's gone. And a little later, you hear Captain Gamble chuckling, and then he calls out in kind of the main area, I seem to be missing a door. Does anyone have anything to say about that? And the rest of the crew just kind of just snicker to themselves a little, and nobody says anything. He goes, very well. Since I am the captain, and you can tell he's just doing this, he's just playing this up. Since I am the captain, I do require a door. Devon, and this like tall, lanky boy child of a man stands up and salutes and go be my door. And Devon just goes off and just stands in front of the door and is like, well, I guess this is my life now. And eventually later in the week, the door comes back, and it's, yes, Devon and someone else were pulling shifts as the door for a while there, but it does come back. And you feel the mood lighten in this place.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice. Besides just hanging out and reading, I guess.
Yeah, there's unfortunately not a ton to do down here. That's why, you get a lot of books, you get movies, you get pranks like that when the crew is working well together. So, but, this is around day 4 or 5. You are starting to feel that tension lighten up. People are still nervous and uncomfortable, but they are starting to feel a little better. Just from your conversations with them. So that's nice.
They're nice guys.
Yeah.
And girls. And people.
And finally, we have Sophia. I'm sure you've been busy getting devices. Oh, good.
Yes. So these are fancy devices. Can I also just have like a basic taser and non projectile sort of gun style, so I don't blow holes in an underwater base?
Probably
Basically.
wise. Yep.
Okay.
Yep, you can have anything.
Would you like
basic.
to know what I picked?
Yes, please.
I have picked a pan-dimensional anomaly waveform shutdown.
Oh, cool.
It's a taser that works on werewolves.
You're big on taking
That
on
makes
werewolves.
sense.
A field material analyzer.
Okay.
A black suit,
Cool.
so I have armor, and the mightier pen,
Nice.
which is a one-off, basically a bomb, but looks like a
Nice.
pen, and just sits in her blazer all the time.
They have an exploding pen. That's
Well,
amazing.
Yes, they
essentially,
do.
it could also be doing like it can also do like there's like 3 options you can do with it, and it destroys it when it's done.
Amazing. That's
Like,
awesome.
it's pretty great,
That's
it's
great.
so good.
and it's just like it's very innocuous. Nobody recognizes what it is until it does its thing. It looks like a pen and works like a pen.
Nice.
Cool.
You have a really cool pen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I figured scientist. I have a really cool pen. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
And,
Yeah.
and scientists get picky about their pens, so it.
Oh, totally.
They do. Yeah. Okay. Do you have any family back home, friends that you maybe talk to Tegan and, use the internet for or something like that?
I don't know that she'd fuss too much because I think she was there not that long ago, and this is like her first time being really out of contact for a while.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say she has friends. She probably is part of a team
Mhm.
that's kind of a bit more close-knit and works together normally, but gets pulled for individual missions sort of thing when a full team is not needed.
Cool.
I figure she brought a lot of science papers with her
Fair. Yeah.
because she is shy. So she is not going to willingly interact with a lot of
You
people.
spend a lot of time in your room.
Just like nose in a book.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Totally cool.
Or I guess a tablet sort of thing.
Yeah. So one night you go to sleep. Because of course you do. You gotta sleep at some point. And you actually have a really nice dream about your team. Actually, it's like the last big discovery you made. Your team was just so excited about it, weren't they?
Totally.
And you all went out to celebrate. And your dream is more a memory of that. It's been several days. Maybe you're getting a little homesick. You can kind of, in the dream, feel like, okay, I know this happened, but I am dreaming because I'm definitely on a submarine in life right now. But you and your coworkers go out for dinner. It feels nice. Maybe a little homesick, but nice nonetheless. It was kind of the last big celebration you had before your team got pulled apart again onto a bunch of different projects. And now you don't really see each other as much as you'd like to, but you know that once your various missions are over, you'll come back together and do some more work, and it'll be fine, the way it always is. It'll be good.
Damage control will send us off after something bigger.
Exactly. Yeah. So you just kind of settle in, enjoy this dream. As you're walking home with one of your coworkers, John. John lives like 2 blocks from you, and so you're just walking back from the restaurant together. And
we're in the same set of like technocratic owned buildings.
Exactly, right? So, like, unless you want, there's nothing necessarily between you two. He's just walking home because you're literally going in the same direction.
That works. I think she's like she's insanely shy, so it's kind of to the point of like she can be professional.
Yeah.
But unless somebody else works for it.
Fair. Yeah. So he's carrying a lot of the conversation, but you two are used to this. You're a little more comfortable with him because you have worked with him for a while. But you are used to this. And he's chatting, and he suddenly stops. Like just mid-stride, mid-sentence. Stops. Did you hear that?
No, what did you hear?
Just, I don't know. It must be nothing. I must be tired. Come on, we're almost back.
She's gonna slip a hand in her pocket, probably, of like, all right, we deal with a lot of weird stuff, though.
Yeah. He looks a little on edge as well, and you're kind of slightly conscious that this is a dream self. Is like, this isn't how this went, but okay. And we continue walking, and give me a perception and alertness check.
All right, perception and alertness. What's the difficulty?
6.
3.
Yeah, a few like seconds later, you hear a twig snap. And it's behind you.
I'm gonna spin.
You spin, and the scene that was the street and houses around you shifts and change into a wooded scene.
Oh shit.
John is still there.
There's probably a level of dread rising in the night in this dream.
Yeah. Definitely you're starting to feel that kind of tension and just that anxiety starting to build in you. John is still there. He's like right behind you. He's turned with you. What do you think that is?
I don't know. It could be anything basic. It's woods. Lots of things make noise, but could also be something more R type.
Yeah. Yeah, let's just keep going. Let's keep going. And he reaches out to like grab your hand or your arm.
Mm-hmm.
To just kind of like a bit of physical contact and a bit of like, let's go this way.
Mm-hmm.
It is still very wooded. And there's no real path. So he's just kind of trying to go in the direction you would have been walking if you were still on the street.
All right.
Do you kind of turn and follow and go with him?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Give me a perception and awareness check.
Okay. Difficulty?
Let's say 6. 2. As you turn to kind of go walk with him, the back of your neck prickles, and you instinctively look up at John's face as he's looking at you. And you start to feel a pressure in your chest as you look, and his eyes, which are normally a lovely blue, have become clouded over with black. Just pupils, everything. The whites of his eyes are no longer white, they are black. And it's starting to get hard to breathe. Then the blackness starts to kind of pour down his face like tears.
I take my hand back.
You take your hand back, and he just goes, "What's wrong?" And the blackness just starts to come up from the ground and start to cover you, and you scream as it echoes off the metal walls in your submarine room, and you wake yourself up on the 7th day of your journey. Give me a willpower roll.
I say, do I need to roll for nightmares?
Yep, you do.
What was my difficulty? I guess for this?
That one is 7, I believe. It's set by the flaw.
1 success.
Cool. Okay, you do not have to subtract a die from every single dice roll today.
Man, it's a brutal little 1 point.
It's a 3-point.
No, it's a
nightmare
3-point.
flaw.
Oh, did they upgrade it? It used to
That's
be
a
a
3-point flaw.
Yeah, there's a 1-point version, but they actually say in the write-up that the 1 point used to be what the 3 point is now, and they're like, we felt that was a bit much. Yeah, so you wake up screaming in a tiny metal room. Everybody else give me perception and alertness, because metal reflects sound.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
5 down.
Just a generic.
Sorry,
What's
what was the
difficulty?
5.
A 6. Difficulty 6.
P.
2.
Whoa. What did we say 10s were?
10s explode.
10s explode.
Okay.
I guess Amy rolled good.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think
Yay, Amy's
rolled.
dice.
8 successes.
Ooh.
Wow. There
Yeah.
4 of them were 10s.
Yeah, Heather, you were like running or like walking down the hall, heading to the engine room. When you hear the scream, you're literally standing next to Sophia's room, and everyone else will hear in varying degrees with your successes. And like 3 other people start to come running as well.
Can I slam the door open?
I will note that I locked my door.
I will attempt to slam the door open and fail to because it is locked.
Yep.
Slam! Slam? Bang, bang?
What's going on? What's going on?
Hello.
I heard someone yell.
Yes,
You okay
everyone
in
okay?
there?
It's fine. It's fine.
Why'd you scream? Was there a rat?
Reasons.
Take
It
out
doesn't
your
sound
subtitle.
incredibly convincing, but it's reasons.
Gonna
You sure you're
open the
okay?
door?
Aren't you? Hey, Tegan's gonna look at Doctor Nolan and be like, "Aren't you the shrink?"
Yes, I am. I am. I am not a locksmith, however.
Fair. Are you sure? Are you sure you're okay in there?
I'm fine.
If Tegan would like to break in, you could use matter on the door.
I would love to break in.
You bitch.
Give me an narrative roll.
How are you breaking in? Are you using like finger lasers to like, or like what are you doing?
Well, I think she's gonna like pull out her phone for the focus, and she's just gonna like open up like a weird looking app and something, and like almost like trying to scan and hack the lock. But it's really just like reorganizing the matter atoms inside. And it's just gonna.
I just wanted to say this potentially sets a bad precedent for the rest of the voyage.
How so?
Yeah.
Intruding on someone else's privacy.
I mean, we're already tripping over each other.
What was my difficulty?
Let's go
Solitary
with
bastions
6.
of seclusion.
Six for your difficulty.
6? Okay.
Yeah.
So surprisingly, it's gonna be 3 successes, but it only is becoming from one die that exploded twice and rolled an 8.
Nice.
So 3 successes.
Nice. Yeah, it takes you a little, it takes you a second of concentration, and you just kind of hear the door pop. And it just can be open now.
We should probably knock first, though.
Yeah.
Sophia, you heard the door
fine.
unlock.
Can we get physical confirmation that you're okay?
She's going to yank the door open, point her taser in your face, and say, "I'm fine," and then slam it again.
All right. Keep your lab coat on.
There's a small, you can't really get a big crowd in here, but there's like a few people who have kind of come up behind, including Captain Gamble, who goes, "Let's let the lady have her privacy. She is alive. That's what matters."
Yeah, I think she was probably in very casual clothes of like a t-shirt and like yoga pants or something.
However, there will be I don't want to call you crew, all sub meeting in the dining hall in 20 minutes.
Yes,
he's
sir.
just- He's just going to walk off.
Sophie will start getting dressed. Sophia.
Tegan's gonna like look at Heather and anyone else who's standing out there going, I mean, generally, when someone screams, it means they're in trouble. And I just wanted to make sure she was okay.
Oh, that makes sense.
That is the way that it works with psychological wellness checks and the police. I would just
Fascinating.
advise that not everyone likes the police. And I'm gonna walk off.
Hold on. And Heather's actually gonna follow after him.
Yes, it was Miss Anderson? Mix Anderson?
Yeah.
How can I help you?
There's a meeting in 20 minutes.
I was gonna go brush my teeth.
Why didn't you do that when you first wake up?
I did. I like to have fresh breath. I had a coffee.
You found coffee down here?
I brought instant.
You've been holding out on me.
You didn't ask. This is the first conversation we've had. I would be happy to offer you some. I have a little bit extra if you want some.
Yes. You're my new best friend. She's gonna like try and like slick an arm through like a crook of his elbow. Just be like, show me the magic juice.
I love friends. Yeah, no, he's got like a couple of those like Luna Coffee like 12-pack sleeves. Like, you know, the little ones that like it's instant coffee and it's full of chemicals, but it works.
That's the important part. And she's just gonna start rambling about like parts about the ship that she sees as they walk and like things that she's fixed.
And you're a repair technician?
Yeah. And
Excellent,
sometimes a modification technician when I'm allowed, or when they don't notice.
Well, she need more coffee. Well, I'm glad the place isn't gonna come down around us, thanks to you.
Shouldn't. Yeah, exactly.
You hear just like a bit of a weird creaking noise as you're walking down.
Funny thing is, I think Tegan's like 100, like well, not 100 feet, but she's like a few feet behind them, being like, "I'm going the same way you guys are, but I didn't join the conversation." So she's just like awkwardly like walking behind, looking at her phone or something.
Beautifully awkward.
Some of these hallways are like just big enough for two of you to walk abreast. So it's like Heather and Nolan, you're just that third person in the back, like,
Yep. Just like, all right.
So Nolan will give Heather a box of the stuff, like a 12-pack box.
Oh,
since he
heck
brought like 3
yeah.
of them with him. And as Tegan is kind of ambling by, the door is going to still be open, and suddenly there's going to be like a half-full box of instant coffee, kind of just jutted out. Officer Warner, for you.
Oh, thank you, Doctor.
It's called it. You are a cop.
What?
Nothing. You answered to Officer Warner. It was a joke.
Oh, I hear my name.
It's not as funny if I have to explain it, but it's still good. It's still good.
That's pretty funny.
I hope you're a fan of that's the dark roast right there. Although feel free, like baseball cards, we can trade around.
Oh well, what
Heather's
do you got?
got
And she'll hold up one of the little instant packets and shake it.
Well, I've got Tacoma roast. It's almost gone. And Heather has the blonde roast, or the strawberry blonde roast. The dirty blonde roast. Which one is that?
Strawberry. Apparently.
Oh.
It doesn't
Is it
taste
because
like
of the
strawberry. No, it's made out of red coffee beans. It's red coffee beans and normal coffee beans mixed together.
Clearly, I don't know enough about coffee other than that it makes things go faster and keeps me less asleep.
Will, you have white coffee. It's a trip.
Honestly,
I don't
not
think
gonna
that's
tell
real.
you. I shouldn't be telling you this, but I know a few people in R&D that are working on something that's even more potent than coffee.
Plaid coffee.
Yeah, exactly. I suggested that. You're a Spaceballs fan. Nice.
Yeah, well, anything that'll get us to ludicrous speed. If you're looking inside of his place, though, you're going to see that the entire place is like military cleaned. Like there's like a single like leather duffel bag at the end of the table, like on like the little like foot locker that had the coffee in it. And besides that, it's just like a military like meticulous like OCD borderline like level of precision on like toiletries arranged in front of that little tiny like quarter like a locker mirror that either was here or was set up. And that includes a good dozen pharmaceutical bottles that are all perfectly positioned in height. Label is exactly perfect on every one of them. Like the type of guy that has like 6 deodorants all in a row in his shelf normally. Yeah.
Do you have any eye drops? Can I borrow?
Yeah, here.
Thanks. She'll like.
Yeah, there's still some in it.
Yeah, perfect. I just need to borrow one, and she'll just squeeze it in her yellow eye, and then just pass it over. Oh, thank goodness.
This is visually pleasing.
Yeah,
Thank you.
really keep a tight quarters.
I used to be in the military, or I worked at an IKEA. Either way, it sticks with you.
And on that note, it's approaching the time that you all need to be in the dining area for this meeting. Sophia, are you basically just staying away until you have to go?
So she, I think, got dressed and quickly, and she's kind of walking by to get to there.
Cool.
She's all back in her suit and like everything done up and
nice. Yeah. Okay. So you all go into this area. It's a room that doubles as like the dining area or just the recreation area, and it's just a bunch of tables and chairs in this room. It's kind of near where the very small kitchen is that Gappy makes magic food is. Yeah. Everybody comes in there, the entire crew. You see there's this one kid, basically a kid. Like, I think everybody here except Heather would be like, that is a child. What is a child doing on the sub? Very young adult who just has this youthful exuberance about him. And he's just kind of like, and you know you've seen him around a few times. Heather, you actually caught his name is Mateo. And he's just, the whole trip has been very upbeat and happy-go-lucky. And he's like, he is just so excited that this is his first mission, and happy about it. So he's over there kind of just happily sitting. Captain Gamble is kind of pacing along one side, waiting for everybody to sit and get settled. And he goes, "We've made good time. Thank you for coming to this, by the way. We've made good time. I know it's been hard on everyone with the lack of sleep and just pushing to get here, but we are a full 2 days ahead of schedule, which is amazing. Thank you to our engineering team. You've been great. So we are, yes, he'll just.
Heather started clapping and then was like, wait, I can't clap for myself.
There's a very like delayed clap through the room. And
I'm gonna create a rote called Slow Clap.
Yes, do it.
It's just mine too. It's just.
Yep. Just start a slow clap. It's great. And yeah, so he says, we've got the base on all of our scanners. And so I wanted to tell you what we're looking at and the plan currently. The base is there. It hasn't been destroyed, which is a mark in the pro column. We were not expecting that, I'll be honest. The lights are on. Electricity's running. As you all know, we haven't received any communications from this base in several months, which is why we weren't even sure it was here anymore. We've tried hailing the base, but have received no response. So our current working theories are that either something has happened inside and the crew there is unfortunately gone. Kelly, if you want to give me your empathy senses are tingling. If you want to give me an empathy roll.
I think I will. Empathy roll. Oh God. Am I looking for subtle clues?
Yes.
Okay, is this perception and empathy?
Yes.
Okay, that's only 8 dice with 2 specializations.
just extra 10 rerolls.
Oh, you know what? That's not nearly as good as my just noticing things. Oh, okay. What are we doing if a 10 explodes into a 1?
Oof.
Are we just ignoring it because it's a lost chance?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 4 successes.
Okay. You realize that something about this has become personal for Captain Gamble. You're not sure why or what, but he is hiding that the idea of the crew on the base being dead hurts. And kind of clears his throat. So what we're going to do is we're going to dock the sub. And it's an automated process, so there doesn't have to be anybody in the base to help with that, thankfully. And we're going to go in assuming the worst, but hoping for the best. Yeah, Iteration X.
Yeah, Captain. Did you want me to see if I can try and, using our computers on board, try and connect to the base and see if I can get any sort of information before we go in? Might be good to do a little sneaky poo if I can. Access any data or logs or anything that could tell us what's going on in there.
We have had a couple of us try that, but you do have a few tools that we don't, so yes, we would appreciate the help.
Yeah, I got my eye on the situation.
Yes, the crew has been very pleased that they've been able to access internet. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's the least I can do for this little pleasant pleasure cruise.
In the meantime, if we get there and there's nothing, if we get there and there's no fight or there's nothing actually going on, then our roles are pretty simple. We're there to collect research and return with anything that the Union would prefer be kept under wraps. If there is a problem there, then we need to handle it. I know not all of us are from the Border Defense Corps, but all of us have special skills, and that's why we've been assigned here. Here's a list of all of the crew, and he slides some papers on a table. All of the crew assigned to the base and their general areas of study or what their role was there in case we need to identify any bodies or find specific spots for or specific research or anything like that.
May I?
Of course.
Thank you.
I'll hand them over.
I'm gonna quickly look at this. The doctor's gonna take his glasses off, focus down on it, and use some of his old training methods to perfectly imprint this with Mind 1.
Nice.
So any minor detail. I'm gonna spend a willpower on this.
Cool. Give it to me.
That's 4 successes.
Nice. So yeah, there's a handful of scientists, progenitor and Iteration X down here. There's a handful of Void Engineer, Earth Frontier Division crew. It does have all of their like specializations and stuff. There's a contingent of Border Corps. They just stay down here. And there's the commander and the chief scientist, and
So that's literally all the time it's going to take him, and then he's just going to hand it off to the next person. It took him 20 seconds to read the entire file.
Yeah.
Heather's going to grab it.
And then there's a couple of names that don't have any sort of they're just first names and they don't have any sort of special like division with them. And then if you want to give me a perception and alertness check, and astute will count. Anyone looking at this can give me perception and alertness. You're looking for small details if any of you have specializations. And
what's the difficulty?
7. Yeah.
Okay.
And Tegan, you can actually roll difficulty of 5.
6.
Sweet.
And is it 7 for me to look at it too once?
Yeah.
6 successes, please.
Nice.
5 successes for Tegan.
Nice.
1 because the one
Technocrats doing
canceled things out.
technocratic things is so easy.
It's really true.
Time to do
feel like
paperwork.
Heather flips through it roughly about the same speed that Dr. Nolan did, but absorbs less than like an eighth of what he did. And she just like flips through it, being like, okay, yeah, okay, so sure, that makes sense. And she's gonna pass it off.
So he's specifically looking for also just trying to process contradictory information, redacted information, things that are specifically code words, trigger words, basically just any weirdness.
Yep. Is Sophia taking a look?
I was potentially thinking if we're close enough now to the base to use life and correspondence or data to try and see if I can get any hint if there's anybody left alive.
Cool. Yeah, we will get to that.
Yeah.
So yeah, Heather, basically the main thing you pull is that the chief scientist is from the Void Engineer Research and Execution, the Advanced Research Division. So that's what you get out of those papers.
Can I do one more ridiculous thing?
Sure.
Can I see that for one?
Oh yeah,
And I'm gonna use entropy 1, mind 1.
Yeah.
And am going to look at the captain and flip through the pages to which one feels right.
Yes. Give me the roll, baby.
That's only 1 success at 7. I got a 1, unfortunately.
Cool.
I'll flip back if I'm halfway there.
No, the first name on the list lights up, the commander. Emily Bassett.
And I'll just quickly recall memory, like married, friends, background history, anything that would connect them immediately that jumps out?
Married.
Bassett. Okay, understood. That's what I thought. Here, sorry about that.
Oh, I just passed it on to someone else.
Miss Smith.
Yeah. Nolan, you also recognize, or you also see, like I said, there are a couple of names that are just first names at the bottom with no other information. It's weird. You're not 100% sure what that means. And then there is a redacted line on the form.
Okay. On one of the other that is not Bassett.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's like a table with an extra line, a blank line in it. There should be something there. Otherwise, they just delete that line of the table.
Mm-hmm.
And
also, I've never had this spread of spheres before, so this is like, oh god.
No, it's great. Tegan, what you see is your like computer part of your mind just does the same kind of scan and notices that there is a blank spot. They should have just deleted that line in the table, or they redacted some information, one or the other. But you also know that the two names that are just first names, that's how Iteration X codes their hit marks.
Okay.
So you know that there are probably 2 hit marks.
2 hit marks
down there, as well as everyone else in the crew. And there's a couple of there's a couple of IDEX members down there as well.
Okay.
And if Sophia looks at the page, there's a couple of progenitors as well. So everybody's doing some research down there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so basically Captain Campbell will just say, he'll assign the other members of the crew, like if they're still all well and good there, most of the crew's job is to unload supplies for the base. And he's like, if, Iteration X and progenitors, you want to go to your areas and talk with your convention mates there, totally cool. You're here to find what you need in case no one else is alive on the base. And yeah, he will conclude the meeting and say, if anyone wants to give the scanners a shot, you're welcome to come up to the bridge with me. The helm.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I think that would probably be the easiest way to do what Sophia wants to do.
Yeah. Probably. With this sub, because you can't really see out necessarily, it's easiest to work through.
She's got
the
Life
scanners.
3 data too, so she can kind of piggyback the life along there.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys go up to the helm. There's one member of the crew who's just like piloting up there while the meeting was happening. It's the first mate, it's Yukio, because we didn't need to be at the meeting. Lovely, like half Japanese man, just kind of smiles and goes, welcome to my space as you come in. Very friendly. But yeah, you guys can, Captain Gamble just kind of goes, whatever you need. And give me your dice or your rolls. There we go.
All right. Is this one where you just roll Arate again?
You just roll Arate. So you're doing Life 3 and like data 1 essentially to get range, or
so,
I
yeah.
guess 2.
Yeah.
Maybe it's 2, but anyways,
I have 2 points at least, so
you're adding
whichever
data
works
to it. So yeah, your difficulty, that's what, 5? We're playing fast and loose here. Your difficulty is 5 unless you're using like a specialty thing, but you have to do it through the scanners. So let's just say difficulty 5 for you.
Okay.
Tegan, you're using your DEI to kind of and just data?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's say your difficulty is 4.
Okay.
Are we doing 10s reroll on magic?
Yes.
Cool.
And
As you roll
Heather,
on everything.
yes. Heather, what are
So-
you doing?
Heather is trying to assist in any way she can. So she's not,
Okay.
there's not a specific magic effect that she's trying to do, but she is actively like helping like tune any equipment.
Cool.
Because yeah.
Sure. Give me like what would be technology or some other stat?
I have technology, I have crafts, gadgets, I have science, paraphysics, I have technology modification, I have that's a specialization. And then I have mechanical aptitude, which gives me like a bonus to anything tech related or
Cool.
machine
Yeah,
related.
give me like a int and technology roll, and I'm just going to like whatever successes you get, I'm just going to apply to their stuff
Okay. Yeah, and I think
as help.
I think what did tech mechanical aptitude -2 difficulty on rolls based around working with technology, so whatever difficulty. And does my either modifications or my creative intelligence specialization apply?
Go with creative because you're trying to help other people do their stuff.
Okay. Now my brain is just blanking here because normally, so we were saying 10s were re-rolls, but isn't that what specialization would normally do? So
Oh yeah, right. Oh, it's with specializations, just like add an extra success if you get a 10.
okay,
Like they'll count
we'll
as
just
2.
bonus it. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Neat.
Like I said, we're
Lot
playing
of
a little
dice.
fast and loose here,
And-
but that's fine.
What did you say my difficulty was?
Yours is 6.
Okay, that's with
You know
the
this
three.
sub, so it's just pretty standard.
And that's with the mechanical aptitude applied.
Oh, actually,
already?
no. Add mechanical app. So this is your difficulty of
If it was from 6, it's down to
4.
4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, well, I'm glad because there's a 1 right away because that sucks. My life. Okay. Okay. Do. That's 3 successes, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah.
Tegan, what did you and Sophia get?
3 successes.
I got 5.
Nice. Yeah, so Heather helps you tune all of the equipment, and you guys both send out your senses and are using the tech to talk to the base. And Tegan, you feel like the signal touch the base and fizzle out. And don't get anything beyond that. You know that their defenses are apparently active, but that's what you get from that. Sophia, your senses go through the scanners and you're looking for life signs. Mm-hmm. And yours will also fizzle out, but not before you do sense that there is life on there. You can't tell exactly what or who or how many, but there is life there. Okay. And it's not like it's complex life. It's not simple. It's not like a plant.
Okay.
But then it fizzles as well as the something in the base's protective shield just cuts you off.
Interesting that the shields are reacting to us.
How so?
Well, they're active.
Yeah, their defenses are up.
Can I take a look at something? I would like to, I don't know, like, see, I've got a bunch of level 1 spheres and then 2 in dimensional science. She just wants to take a peek because I don't think anyone's in a dimensional science look at this.
Sure.
So she's just gonna like try and get like one of the ones that has like screens up, and she's just like try and recalibrate the scanners a bit just to see if there's interference or something. I would just be...
Yeah, go for it.
Oh god, my enlightenment is only 2. This is so weird. I'm not used to rolling 2 dice. Oh,
not
so
a lot.
Can do it.
What was my difficulty?
Let's go with 5.
Okay, that's 1 success.
Cool. Are you just like trying to essentially like look across like through the scanners or something like that?
Yeah, she's kind of like flicking different switches and knobs and like tweaking things to kind of see if she can like, because she's got the dimensional science and then she's probably got some like checking like prime and maybe some entropy just to see if there's some weird stuff going on.
Sure, yeah. So yeah, you calibrate the sensors and the scanners show you the protective shield that's around the entire base, and it sparkles and just has the various flavors. What spheres don't you have?
I do not have life, time, or mind.
Cool. So you do see 3 types of magic that you do not recognize.
Huh, that's great.
But you see every other type that you recognize as well.
Oh, that's weird. Can someone give me a backup look at these results? It looks like
What do you got there?
everything is active.
Oh, okay, Robin, if you have to go, go lie down, okay?
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
Sweet.
I'm really having a lot of pain all of a sudden, and I can't sit.
Do you mind just leaving your computer
Yeah.
on with the camera? Like,
Yep.
Just like, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Just mute
yeah,
your mic and...
just mute my mic and leave. I'm so
Mhm.
sorry,
Yeah.
guys.
If you want to keep listening to us, you can and hear the
I will.
story.
100%. I want to keep
Cool.
listening to it, and I'm
And
really
if-
sorry. I was so looking forward to playing Tegan with this.
okay.
If
It
you
happens.
feel better,
I'll try and play her well for you.
Yeah, thank you. I am so
feel-
sorry.
feel better and let me know whether or not you can run your game tonight before I
Yeah.
put on my makeup.
I will.
Yeah.
I think it's just yeah. I'm
Yeah.
hoping the painkillers are kicking in. I took it.
Fair. If you're able to come back at any point, please do, but
Okay.
otherwise don't
Yeah.
worry about it.
Okay, I'm so sorry, guys.
Okay.
Feel
Feel
better.
better. Yeah, so Captain Gamble will come over and have a look and kind of frown and go, this is strange. But it probably means that the crew is alive, or some of them are. That's a lot of energy going into that, though.
Yes, I'm getting the sense that there is life signs. I can't determine what or who they are.
Yeah. Well, let's prepare for a fight then, just in case.
Have you noticed any irregularities in the base's external features?
We haven't found any.
Okay.
Just.
No,
Sorry, go ahead.
no, sorry. Specifically, weakening in the hull. Any structural weakening, bulges, missing rivets from a generic scan?
All of our scans have come up pretty clean, or just with blank information, probably due to that shield.
That's gonna get through it.
Fair.
Well, we've got our mission, so we're going to dock and we'll just prepare for the worst and see what happens.
Mm-hmm. All right. Sophia's going to go back to her space then and go get all of her gear and strap it onto herself. So it's an
Nice.
easy reach because she's going in as if this is a bad situation ASAP.
Yep.
Heather has like all Heather has is like the finger ring pew-pews. And she's like, this is not what I signed up for. I'm not ready for this. And is going to grab a computer and like her like basic scanning like tech, which is her focus, like her foci.
Yeah.
She's like clinging laptop to her chest. This is fine.
Yeah.
All right.
And yeah, you see everybody else getting ready. And after a little bit, you feel the sub slow down, and then you feel some sort of connection happening between the sub and the base. Presumably some sort of airlock situation, so you're not, swimming through water, super deep underwater to get to the base.
Considering we're connected.
Yeah.
Does that maybe bypass the shield enough to check and see if there's like any air quality issues, etc.?
Yeah, if you want to just give me if you want to give me another life roll,
Okay.
difficulty 3, because you're here now, so just do the thing.
That's 3 successes.
Nice. Air quality is perfect. Temperature is calibrated exactly where it should be. And you can now sense that there are the exact number of crew that were on the list +1.
Exact number +1. Okay. We've got an extra life sign. Air quality seems fine.
Human?
All human.
All human, yeah.
Well,
Somebody pregnant?
That's a much better thought than I was having. I was thinking a spy or a clone.
Captain Gamble kind of gives you a double look, like, what?
I mean,
To be fair, that
Or a
doesn't rule
spying
that
clone.
out.
It could be either.
I mean,
could be
there's
a spying
progenitors there.
clone
They could
baby.
have developed a clone.
Yeah, it could
completely.
have been an in utero clone too. Yes, there are many ways to clone.
I mean,
At least that's what I've seen on.
were any of the...
Oh,
She kind of like
sorry.
thinks over the list again. Were any of the progenitors facade members?
Yeah, there's a second life sign that is not on the list that is not human, but you can tell it's a cat.
Oh, and there's a cat.
There's always a cat when it's a horror movie.
Captain Gamble just kind of nods and goes, okay. Depending on what we're finding on the other side, Doctor, I don't know if you have any other plans on the base, but if you want to come with me to the bridge, we can talk. If the commander's there, if everybody is fine here, I could probably use your sense of people.
Yes, sir. Happy to.
Great.
I'm gonna sit down and fiddle with some things while we're figuring this out. And she's just gonna sit on the ground with her laptop out, and she's got a pair of goggles that she's gonna plug into it, and she's gonna try and start setting them up to like give her like essentially mage sight with as many of the different spheres as she can when we go in.
Cool.
I think Sophia's going to suggest that why don't we all go speak to the commander before splitting off just to see if we can figure out what happened.
That sounds like a good plan. Okay.
That's a pretty good plan.
And Heather, you can get your first 2 sites on there pretty easily, straightforward. Like just roll the dice. If you get a success, then you're fine.
What was my difficulty? Because I sure did not on that first roll.
For sight, it's like 3.
Okay.
Difficulty of 3.
Well, that first one was a fail because it was
Okay.
I think it was a 1 and a 2. So is that a botch?
That's a botch.
Just distracted.
Okay, hold on.
Whoops.
You start to get a little bit of a headache. There's just so much happening that you're like, oh, this is a bit much. And with one of your, like, as you're trying to like plug the, as you were plugging the cable in, you've like scratched the goggles a little. It doesn't do any major damage to them, but yeah.
Sucks.
If you want to try for a different site, you can do it with a +1 difficulty because it's funny.
Okay. So now I'm at 4, I think you said.
Yeah. Difficulty 4.
Do I take any paradox for botching?
That was your headache.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not giving you any damage for it, but you do have a headache.
Okay. I succeed at this one. I get 2 successes.
Nice. So yeah, whatever that site is, you can have that.
I think it's entropy and dimensional science. Is that those 2?
Cool. Yeah. And if you want, anything beyond 2 sites, then you're just gonna need to do those. And +1 difficulty for additional sites.
Yeah, she's trying to get as many on here as she can, especially the like prime and matter, I think, are the other 2 that she was really interested in.
Cool.
So I would be at 5 to keep going.
To keep going. Go ahead.
Okay. 2 more successes.
Nice. Okay, yeah. We're just gonna say you have those four sites.
Okay.
Any additional magic that you're doing, you're gonna be at a +1 difficulty.
Okay.
As well. I'm just gonna count those as combo routes because fuck it, it's extralife.
Okay.
You can have a bunch of sight.
Dimensional science, entropy, matter, and prime, I think, are what I've got up then.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
As we go in, I'm going to activate my cloaking.
Nice.
I have just level 1, which is you blend into crowds, so that hopefully I'm not the first object of interest among this group that's going in. I might slide under people's nose a little bit, so that maybe they'll be surprised if it turns out they're nasty. When all of a sudden I stick a taser in their face.
Yeah. Okay. And yeah, so the door that you're trying to kind of get out of, and I know this is more like a ship thing, or like it's not really a submarine thing, but there is a door in the side that you didn't notice, because it wasn't really door shaped. It was just part of the wall, but it is a door that you seem to be hooked up to rather than like the top that you originally came in through. And on the door is the name of the sub, which I did forget to tell you, but I like it. It's the DSVR Rogue. That is the name of your submarine.
Nice.
but it's just across the door as it as Captain Gamble slides it open, and
I have
nice.
replaced Robin with a background.
Whoa.
Oh,
It's cheaper, but less fun.
yeah, fair.
All
But
right.
that's cool. Hey Kelly, I don't want to mess with the music you have up, which thanks for doing that, by the way, because I kind of forgot that I had music.
Okay.
This is why I don't usually use music.
That's
If you
totally
want to, do you have access to my playlist as well?
Yeah, I do. What do you want?
Could you throw on bass music 1?
Bass music 1 it is. It's time
Yeah.
for the bass. Let me drop the bass music. I just noticed it was a little quiet, so I'm like, I'm gonna pop on an ambient track.
Yep. Thank you. Appreciate.
And no worries. That's why I keep them.
Yeah. So the door opens and it's this very white hallway, very clean, and you are met at the door by 2 people. One of whom is where did all my characters there it is. Where did all of my character knowledge go? One is a woman who is dressed very neatly in a suit, and she just is a young white woman with her hair dark hair pulled back into a ponytail, and she's holding a clipboard, and she just has a smile on her face. And the other is a kind of unassuming man, about, let's say 5'7", 5'8", with short dark hair, and he's also white, and just kind of not really, doesn't seem to really be engaging with you, like looking you over, but not in a friendly way, in like a security way. And the woman just kind of brightens up and goes, "Oh, hello. We weren't expecting you. How can I help?"
So who all it's the
Captain Gamble looks a little flustered. Ground has been trying to reach you for months now. And she just goes, "Oh, we've been sending regular reports. I wonder if the communications are just down. Would you like to come to the bridge and speak with the commander?" And Captain Gamble, who is very prepared for a fight, is just like, "Sure." And he looks at the rest of you and kind of calls back, "Yukio, you have the sub." And you hear a "Roger" from back there. And yep. Yeah, you put those on. And you get prime and matter immediately from the unassuming gentleman.
Huh.
So it's just one person with a clipboard, or are there 2 people here?
One person with a clipboard, and then one unassuming man who's just standing there, but looks kind of like security-esque.
And I'm getting prime and matter from him. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Like active
What?
effects. Which is weird because you shouldn't be getting the after effect of them.
Yeah. That should
There's
only flare for a little bit.
Yep.
Sure, looking
Actively
specifically.
happening.
Yeah. And yeah, so the woman with the clipboard kind of bleeds off. The gentleman
I would like to
stands
try
there.
and
Yep.
I guess percept. How truthful does she sound? How reasonable does
Sure.
this seem? Does this seem like she's trying to lie to us, or
Sure, give me a
would that be alertness or?
Okay. Here are your options. Let me actually find a character sheet that I can read off of. Your options are
Esoterica.
Oh, I hope not. I could do a cult.
alertness, awareness, empathy, or Heather, you can do occult or esoteric. Well, I guess esoterica. Oh no, occult's on there too. Occult or esoterica, if you have them, as well as any of the others. But because you have the sites up,
Heather does not have occult or esoterica. Cool. She has paraphysics, science.
So I think awareness is more a sense that there's hinky magic shit going on.
Yeah.
Alertness is more reading signs I'm seeing in front of me.
Or empathy if you're looking for like actual emotional signs. Lies are usually under empathy, or subterfuge if you're also good at lying. You can usually pick out people's lies. Heather, you can give me a paraphysics roll.
Okay.
May I make an empathy roll as well?
Yes.
I'm thinking I might do awareness.
Cool. Yeah.
What am I adding anything else to this? Like
intelligence? Yeah.
Okay.
What was the difficulty, sorry?
For anything but the science roll, we're going to say 6. For the science roll, we're going to say actually it's going to be 8, but your mechanical aptitude will make it 6.
Does my creative specialization apply here? I don't know that it would.
Yes, it does.
Okay. Well, crap.
While he's analyzing this, he's gonna just reach into his pocket and pull out what looks like a vial of like a bottle of Tylenol or something.
Mm-hmm.
But the pills are like just slightly the wrong color.
Okay.
And he's gonna pop 2 of them and start prepping a mind shield.
Nice. 5 for you and 1 for you. So Heather, you're not sure what this means. You know it's wrong. The fact that you can still see this magic, but you're not sure what it means. Actually, Tegan is also going to do. Why do I roll better for Robin than myself? Robin, I love you, but my dice love you more. Yeah. So Heather, you're not sure what this is, but you do know it's wrong. Nolan, you empathy. Let's see. What are you getting off that? What exactly are you looking for with empathy?
I'm going to use my subtle clue specialization, looking for subtle emotional cues or things. Basically, the one that Heather was staring at for a good amount of time is kind of giving a little bit of an uncanny valley vibe, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But also, the other person is not acting like a person in her position probably would.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's a little too Stepford, and I think that he's looking for clues of any type of conditioning or drugging in particular.
Okay.
So looking at pupillary response, looking at pulse beat in the side of the neck, looking at makeup application. Okay.
Cool. Yeah.
And looking for puncture marks as well on exposed flesh.
Nice. Okay. And Sophia, you're doing awareness, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you got 5 successes?
I did.
I'm gonna start with you. You still kind of have the, I'm gonna say, after image of your life scan on this place. And you can tell that that this woman is the one extra life form that wasn't on the list. And something is definitely weird here. And you don't see anyone else right now. And Nolan, what would you get off her? Actually, do you have Actually, I have your character sheet. Let me see what
Totally.
I want from you. What can you give me?
Everything. Everything I have,
Everything?
Jen. Everything! God,
When
that
I can
feels
get
so
a
out of-
moment
Yeah.
to say it unobtrusively and without notice, I will kind of lean into Nolan and, well, I think you were right. That's the extra. I flick to the girl.
Cool. Yeah,
Mhm.
Nolan, can you give me a, let's say, wits and investigation with your deduction specialty?
Oh boy. God damn, this character is statted for specific things.
Yep.
Oh my god.
I told you, I love all of your characters, and they made great foreshadowing for me.
Investigation. Oh damn. Wait, how do I have a specialty in deduction?
NWO?
Did I forget? I think I forgot to put a dot in there.
Oh, yeah, possibly.
So there.
But that's fine.
All right, I'll just assume that that dot was spent. Actually,
Yep, just do
I'm
it.
raising my trade to 4.
Yep, totally fine.
What's oh god damn? That's a lot of ones. What's my difficulty?
6.
Okay, that's slightly better. Holy shit. What's that? That's only okay. That's only 2 ones. Okay, 2 successes total.
Cool.
Thank
So
you, 10.
with your knowledge of that list, with what Sophia manages to kind of whisper to you as you guys are walking, with your close examination of her face and her eyes before she turned to walk away, you notice 2 major things. One is that she had a name tag on, and it said Ava Walters. And you remember that name from sometime near the beginning of your NWO training, where that name came up in a list of people from the Syndicate Special Projects Division.
This does not register at all. Once again, I would like to draw, in case it comes up, a 2-point merit on my sheet. So that's a fun one. So he's just gonna smile, and he has a headache. He definitely is getting a headache. Can I throw that mind shield up?
Yes, you can.
I'm gonna spend a willpower.
Also, thank you for your visible reaction. I was waiting for that.
Yeah, he didn't have that reaction. Kelly did. I was like, actually, he might have just. Holy shit. So with focuses and taking a minute, that is gonna be.
That was my Easter egg for Kelly, by the way.
6 successes with the willpower.
Nice.
Oh, wait, 7. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 successes. 5 successes. 5 successes. I'm gonna put 3 of those into power and the rest into duration for the 2 points day. I think it is a 2.
Yep, that sounds great.
Okay,
So yeah, you notice that that name tag. You recall all of that information. You recall that list that you saw her name on was of people who had vanished in Special Projects Division, because the whole division was just gone. And it takes you a moment to realize the second thing you noticed, even though it was the first thing you noticed, because you're so distracted by that. But as you're walking down the hall, your brain flicks back to the moment you came out of the sub and you looked her in the eyes and you saw black flicker across her eyes before it cleared.
I have to say, I like what you've done with the place. It's so anesthetic, analgestic, white. It's very white.
Oh yes, it's lovely down here.
Dr. Walters, was it?
Yes.
Oh,
Dr. Walters.
I've heard of some of your research in very vague passing. One of my mentors, Carl Etheridge, spoke of you very highly. Along with some of your peers back in the day with my training. Although you look much younger than Carl.
Well, thank you. Yes, our work has always been highly regarded. I'm glad that you think so.
Oh, absolutely. It's I have to admit, I was a little worried, but now that I know that someone of your caliber's here, I'm happy to know that this inspection's gonna go quick and then I can get back to work topside. Communications, right?
The rest of you, if you have politics, you can roll it. If you don't, you can just roll a flat intelligence check.
I'd love
to see if you catch anything that Nolan is putting down there.
Agent Carl Etheridge, I'm gonna say, is an agent that died in the. He was a leading man in gray that died during the onslaught at the Portland Chantry in 2006.
Yeah. Heather, your difficulty is 7.
Okay.
And that's with your mechanical aptitude if you use your laptop. Just to. It's connected because of Tegan being here. Sophia, yours is difficulty 6.
Okay. Yeah, Heather's also looking around all over the place too.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sophia, you had heard about you've heard some of these names, and you can make the connection to the Syndicate's Special Projects Division, which has always been known to work with Pentex, which has some werewolf connotations as well.
Also, I'm sure
Nice.
progenitors just don't love Pentex to begin with because they do fucked up shit that we just don't really like.
It's true. 3, Heather, for nice. Yeah, you in your boredom on the sub were looking through old files.
Oh yeah, she reads everything.
Yeah, and stumbled across a note about Pentex's research down here in the base.
Something I forgot because I'm not used to playing with life.
Yeah.
I have 3 life. I could have set up a thing to soak ag.
Yep, and if you want to do that just now, go ahead.
I would like to have that on.
Yes.
Already.
Yes. Roll me the dice, and yeah.
Christine, for ideas for foci, you could have something set up like an insulin pump.
Yeah, totally.
So you just click an app, and a little circle that has a needle in your arm always just goes.
Yep.
I love the technocracy.
No, I love it.
Yep. Does anybody need a break because we kind of bypassed the time I had for one? We were a little slow on the start, but that's fine.
Okay, so 3 dice. I rolled 3 10s already.
Jesus.
I'm
just on the first roll.
Cool.
That's
but yeah, if anybody needs a break, I'm not going to take an actual one, but if you need to grab a drink or food or use the washroom,
so
go
our
ahead.
cuts. So we have an hour left.
What is my difficulty level on this? Sorry.
3. Let's say it's a 5.
5?
Yeah.
Okay, that ends up being 5 successes then.
Nice. So yeah, it would be, what'd you say, 2 successes for the day, and then the other is into power, I think is right?
Yeah.
Kelly? Yeah.
Power
cool.
would be probably good on that, yeah.
Yeah, so
power
if you
duration.
spend 2 of those on timing so that you have it for the day, and then the other 3 for, you can soak 3 levels of ag.
Okay.
Actually, Jen, I believe the way that it works in M20, if you don't mind me saying.
Please do.
I believe it's not that 3 levels of ag. I believe you need 3 successes of power to allow the ag soaking to work, but then it's on.
Right.
For
Okay.
the day.
Yeah. Okay.
And
So
then
yeah, you have the
everything over
ability
3
to
is
soak ag.
extra.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which means you have the ability to soak lethal, which is why you need 3 successes. But it's broke as shit.
Yeah.
Thus, Christine loves it.
It's so good.
Time to punch a werewolf.
Yeah. And
I've done it before.
for Robin listening, if you are at all able to come back at any point, you will also get this information because I rolled really well for you, and you have a DEI in your head. So, yeah. So she takes you down the hallway, and she takes you down into the kind of bridge area where there's people bustling around and doing their jobs, and there's a kind of mid 50s woman with black hair with like some salt and pepper gray through it, standing at a console. And yeah, it's like a fairly wide open space. You can actually see out into the water. There's like reinforced, magically reinforced glass that allows you to see the ocean floor, and you can see that you are probably about, I don't know, 50 feet from just a cliff down into the trench. And yeah, there's this mid 50s woman, graying hair, just at this console, looking like she's pushing a bunch of buttons and whatnot. And Ava goes, Commander Bassett, we have visitors. And just kind of waves her hand. Not now, I'm busy. And Captain Gamble just kind of, Emily, it's me, Erin. And she just kind of doesn't acknowledge him.
Do my goggles pick anything up if I'm looking at over there? Around?
You're picking up most of what you're picking up is just kind of an ambient, like you're not picking up any specific spheres, but there's almost like ambient energy from the shield outside that is mostly you're sensing like prime. It's
right.
Not so much you're seeing it as you're sensing it, but it's coming through your goggles.
Yeah.
Of just like there's prime here, there's maybe premium around, there's like some dead spots that you're like
no one's hurt, so a primal energy boost and a hurt them more from Dork Knight. So
Ooh. Okay, what was the first one again?
so it's I got a willpower, and then it's no one's hurt, so primal energy boost and a hurt them more.
Cool. Well, I'm about to hurt them more, so that's great. Is emotional pain okay?
I think it counts.
Yeah, right.
It always counts.
Yeah. So yeah, the captain like goes over to Emily at the console there. What do the rest of you do? They seem to be talking, or he seems to be talking in a low voice.
It's really odd that she did not react when he clearly expected her to react. And also kind of odd that she would not acknowledge people who arrived from surface.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to put life sight on.
Okay. Yeah.
And see if I can see anything going on with them that way.
Cool. Yeah. Oh, that is interesting. I have thoughts. Anyway. Yeah. Roll me the dice.
Difficulty?
6. Or no, sorry. I was like 6 because it's like easy, but with magic it's like 3. So
Okay. 3 successes.
Nice. Yeah, it's life sight. You're like, I do this all the freaking time. Yeah, you put up life sight, and
I think I'd do it by putting my glasses on. I just don't have them out here. I forgot to grab them.
That's fine. Yeah, so you get all of the life signs. And now that you're kind of in a room with these people, Do you have a cult?
I do actually. I have 1 dot.
Can you just roll me an int and a cult so I can know how to describe this? Nice.
Very scientisty.
Yes.
Int and a cult, you say?
Yes, please. Difficulty of 6.
That's a lot of 8s.
Cool. That answers how I should describe this. I almost don't need the number. But go ahead.
Funnily enough, I rolled 3 8s and 2 6s, so 5.
Nice. Yeah, so now that you're this close and actually seeing these people, these aren't pure life signs. There is a shadow over all of them. You're not sure what it is, but something is terribly wrong. Is anybody else doing anything? Yeah.
He's gonna just kind of fumbly polish his glasses.
Yep.
And it's time for another magical effect. I'm turning on a Ring of Truth.
Sweet.
With willpower. And I'm just putting it all into duration.
Do it.
That's 4 successes with the willpower for ping, lie, ping, lie, ping, lie.
Cool. And that's just the one where, yeah, you just notice that they're lying, right?
Yep, I just can tell. Like, it's just, it registers false the second they say it.
Cool.
Now that does mean that it's, I have to double check that because it's entropy, not mind.
Mm-hmm.
Which it might not matter if they believe it or not with entropy. I will double check that and let you know.
Fair, yeah. Heather, your goggles will catch the flare because it's entropy. You're like, yes. We're doing things.
Yes. She's not gonna say anything. She's gonna like glance, and then she's gonna actually just like start wandering around and like looking at the different consoles or anything, if there's anything like that she can see.
Do you need a rag, Heather? Sorry, I saw you glancing this way.
Oh no! I just
They have to believe to be telling the truth. Sorry.
Okay. Heather's like, oh no, I just did motion out of the corner of my eye. It's fine.
So if they believe they're telling the truth, then it doesn't ping for you, right?
Yes, if they believe they're telling the truth, it does not ping.
Cool. Yeah, so Heather, you start kind of wandering around, and aside from Ava just kind of keeping an eye on, like just a general eye on you, like you would any visitor who's kind of coming into a technical space, no one else really reacts to you here.
That's weird. Maybe they're just really focused on what they're doing. Like, I get like that sometimes, and I'm like really into like a.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's kind of weird. All of them's kind of weird.
And Nolan, you doing anything else at this point?
Looking at both of my companions besides I'm ignoring the captain because I have a feeling I know exactly how he's going to react to this.
Mm-hmm.
But going to look at both of my companions and see that like they're probably adjusting some things and seeming nervous as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to look over at them and I'm sorry. I realize that we probably didn't discuss our operations on this side, how we were going to do things. Do you have 1 sec? Yeah, Heather. Heather
yes,
and Sophia. Sorry.
Oh yeah, of course.
So it doesn't seem like I'm going to be much use here, but I was hoping that if you, I'm fairly decent with technology and would like. Oh, pardon me 1 sec. Welcome back, Tegan. And Tegan, if you all have anything that I can help with, just let me know. And I apologize if I overstep my bounds at all. I'm just trying to help. That's given me enough time to establish a rapport, plenty of prolonged eye contact using telepathy.
Nice.
Nice.
Spending another willpower.
Sophia will respond like out loud, of course, with,
Oh, of course. I need to check in with the progenitors here, as we didn't receive any of the reports. I would welcome your assistance.
Of course, that would be fantastic. I would really love to be able to work with you on that. Just tell me what I can do. 5 successes.
Nice.
With the willpower. So immediately is going to pop into each of your brains, because that's enough to cover all of y'all. And is going to go...
Just adjust like the earpiece.
So... what I wanted to say is that if I do anything that is... I know I'm a bit of a tryhard, so don't act alarmed if I try. So just let me know. But as he says, don't act alarmed, he's going to echo that thought immediately into their mind so that it's a verbal reaction as well.
Nice.
Don't act alarmed. I'm broadcasting my thoughts to you so that we can all talk. We're linked up temporarily. I'm acting as a hub. And I'm going to info dump everything I know about Special Project Division.
Nice.
Nice.
So the bullet points are: Special Project Division was the icky side of the syndicate that did all of the research with stuff that we're not supposed to be doing research with, like demons and the Nefondi and other stuff. And then they vanished right when the Avatar Storm went up. Like right around that time, they just went pfft, and nobody knows if we killed them, or they vanished, or they got a promotion. And Ava Walters, Dr. Ava Walters, was a high-ranking person, and I deliberately seated someone who died after her disappearance, and she didn't react. Like a high-ranking NWO agent who should have gotten a reaction from her, but didn't, because no way that she could have known that. It basically going to be like, just so you all know, that this is going to be highly dangerous. Also, I'm going to have the mental image of her blinking black just going on loop in the back of their head, just so that they...
Yeah. And
does that
Sophia,
seem familiar
yes,
for my nightmare?
Yes, it does.
Do I know what was that, like a real thing that I encountered?
It didn't happen in real life. You don't know what it was, but if you want to show an image back to Dr. Nolan of something of like this,
yes,
you can through
I will
telepathy.
send it back.
Nolan and Heather, because you're in this hub, you're all sensing this. If you could give me intelligence and occult, if you don't have occult, or actually any of the occult, esoterica, enigmas, or cosmology, any of those.
I have subdimensions, which I think falls under cosmology.
It does. Please give me that. I was gonna say just you two. Okay. Just my void engineers.
Oh, I botched.
No.
Unless the difficulty was 5, I botched. So somebody pay for a reroll.
Somebody pay for a reroll, quick. Difficulty was 6.
Okay.
I don't know how this botch is gonna work, but I'm down for it if nobody pays.
You said this is intelligence and the thing?
Yes.
Does my creative specialization apply here?
No.
Probably not. I didn't think so.
And I have to look up a flaw. One sec. Jen, tell me when my whimsy gets active.
Ooh, yeah.
Because I realize the stress levels are getting kind of high.
Yep. Oh, you're gonna get a reroll in a sec. We just gotta wait for Monkey Soda. Thank you, Monkey Soda. Sorry, how many was that, Heather?
Heather got 5.
Sweet.
Woo.
I'm gonna wait to see what the doctor gets.
So that's 1 success if that goes through.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so even with that, it's only 1 success. You're not super sure. And your whimsy is starting to kick in, so your kind of instinctual reaction is kind of like, oh, is that your new boyfriend? Like making jokes of the situation because the stress is starting to kick in.
Also, through the mental hub link, everybody's working for the weekend is going to start just slowly playing at the bottom.
Yes.
He gets silly when he gets stressed, and he's going to be looking for a...
great.
Yeah. Heather.
Yeah.
You're fairly new to the Void Engine in general, like in comparison to a lot of people on this mission. You've just been through the training. You've also been reading a lot. And
Possibly hacking into things I probably shouldn't be because
also
computers.
True.
Yeah.
Exactly. If so, I'm gonna tell you what you realize, and then before there's a reaction to it, something else in the scene is happening. So
Okay.
You see that image that Sophia sends back to you, and it's like a looping GIF, right? So it's the eyes that have gone black, and then it just kind of starts pouring out of the eyes. But in the moment before it kind of starts coming out of his eyes, just those black eyes, something twigs in you, and you realize that this is one of the many descriptions you have read about threat null.
Threat null. Like,
fucking call.
And for a Void Engineer, threat null is terrifying. It is what Void Engineers fight against.
I feel like as soon as she realizes that, her brain, like, whatever your hub gets is like an error 404 kind of thing. Like, just like white noise static of like, no other reaction.
I'm gonna kind of push the Tyrannosaurus Google game.
Yep.
And you've received
Into her
your
brain.
reroll.
Oh, good. So the
It's not
reroll
true.
run through. Great.
Cool. So on in Heather's brain, it's the little like jumping Tyrannosaurus when your Google doesn't connect game will start flashing.
Aww.
Yeah. And so you remember that that thought kind of does echo through your hub before your 404 goes off. Tegan and Sophia, you're not aware of threat null because it's a Void Engineer knowledge.
Yep.
But you realize that she is terrified of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I get the sense of danger.
Yeah. And just as kind of that happens, there's the sound of a fist crashing onto the console, and Captain Gamble shouts, "You are my wife and you won't look me in the eye!" And the room freezes. Everyone stops.
Sophia's gonna try and like poke Heather mentally. Explain.
Rebooting klaxons. That fucker just yelled at threat null. Oh fuck. We're gonna die. Basically is the... And then we'll try and start like trying to share information. It's probably not the most clear because she doesn't think linearly, but yeah.
And Nolan, you have been briefed in threat null, just it didn't clue into you because
Yes. So that when she says that, I'm sure that as part of the Descartes Institute, he's probably had to do a little bit of therapy on people who aren't allowed to think or talk about what they're stressed about.
Yep. Absolutely.
So it's like looking through a curtain at this.
Yeah. And
oh, it's like a soap opera here. This is a lot of fun.
the other thing you'll know, Nolan, is that
he does that, by the way. That's him.
Yeah, that's him. That's his flaw coming out. The other thing you'll know is that these are, if your calculations are now correct, these are Void Engineer threat null that no one has ever seen.
Oh.
You didn't even know that this type of threat null existed.
I'm in danger meme. Just the only thing that's there for a moment. Just
We all see that meme in the mental space.
With Nolan laughing into the absolute silence. Captain Gamble looks over and then looks back at his wife, who slowly turns from the console to look at him.
Captain?
And she just goes, "Kill them all."
I was gonna say run.
And fight. Let's battle.
I came back for the action.
You did,
Hey.
which is
All
good.
right then.
So,
Yep.
remember, this is the 1-die initiative system.
Yep.
It's plus your what? Dex and
Your
what was that?
dex, dex and wits.
Dex and
Dex
wits.
and
And
wits.
And it re-rolls because we're using the extra goddamn, the 2.
You're too busy laughing at your own jokes.
Was that 6? I got an 8. Oh my
Oh
god.
my
You guys all
God.
got 12
Oh my
for me.
god.
That's called paradox, I think.
Yep.
We're
Oof.
too synced up,
Yep.
clearly.
Oh man. All right, let me
Well,
get
it's
this down.
the mental link. It's the mental link. We're all like, go.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What can
Except
you
for me,
say?
because I'm doing the switchboard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So
And you're
that'll
just all
last for about
laughing.
an hour.
So weird.
Yeah. So Sophia, Heather, and Tegan, what did you roll?
I rolled
6.
a 6.
I rolled a 6.
Okay, so you all have the same stats. Okay.
Apparently, yes.
Well, what's your bonus, not your roll?
6.
6?
Yeah,
We all
oh,
We all
rolled
got
12.
12.
Y'all got
we
the
rolled a
same
6.
number.
We had
Oh, okay.
6.
Sorry, I heard you say that you rolled a 6, and I'm like, well, that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Well, we
but
all
that-
did. But
Yeah, but we all did.
It's why
But
I
I guess
asked
it
for
does.
that.
If 6 plus 6. Jesus.
Yeah, it's why I asked for that because I was like, maybe this is an easier way to tell than them all giving me their numbers, but no.
No,
No.
no.
Why don't
Okay,
just
each of you
re-roll
just
or-
roll a die again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see just so that we're all gonna act on the
I rolled
same
a 6
moment.
again.
I got a 7 this time.
I rolled a 9.
Nice. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, okay.
So
Alright.
that is the order I'm going to take you in, but you are all acting at the same moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
And combat music?
Yes, please.
Yes.
On it. Fight music 1 or 2?
Let's go fight music 1. Okay, and I'm just going to do this. A few of them. Cool.
Ooh, I like it.
This is
Okay.
pretty good.
So. Where am I putting that there? That's
This is
fine,
very Technocracy like.
right?
This is good. I'm very curious about what these tracks are. Send them to me later.
I will. I have the
Fine.
whole list, so
If I can use them for other stuff, I probably will.
yeah,
This is
please
pretty
do.
solid.
Also, Dinmananine Papas asked, what was the word? Was it threat null, as in threat null?
Yes, it was threat NULL. Okay, there we go. For some reason, my computer decided that me opening the Word document so I could keep track of initiative meant it should minimize everything else.
Oh yeah, totally. You don't need anything else.
Don't need anything else. Why would I?
I have
do
put
that?
a link to the White Wolf Wiki threat null for all the viewers there.
Thank you.
Hey, Bunny Hearted, something that you would recognize is here right now.
Yay. That's the word I'm looking for. It's goons. Because you gotta have some goons.
Goons, hired goons.
Yeah. So
Oh, Anonymous just donated $250.
Oh,
Wow.
Look.
So Anonymous, I guess, you can PM one of the mods, basically anybody but Dorktails, who's a mod right now, and tell us what you want if you want to say Anonymous and still want stuff to happen.
yeah.
Or you can just out yourself in the chat.
Either that
That's
or it
fine.
just goes to Jen because it was on Jen's thing.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. So
Thanks for
So
helping me
Jen
meet
could
my
just
goal.
use it however potentially.
Threatnol just donated $250 to you.
Yeah.
Yay. Thank you. I met my goal now, so that's great.
Yay!
All right, so So because you four were already on edge and alert and understood what was going on, I'm gonna let you guys go first before the ones who actually roll to higher initiative.
Okay.
So Sophia, Heather, and Tegan, what are you up to?
So do we get anything from the mental connection so that we're slightly aware of what Threatnal is?
Yes, you are
Okay,
aware of what Threatnal is in the most basic of forms. Basically, terrifying from beyond the avatar. The dimensional anomaly is what you would know it as, or the avatar storm. Should not be on Earth, and should not be void engineer.
So the wiki was saying that it turns them into half spiritual creatures.
Some of them, yeah.
Some of them, yeah.
Would that come across at all, potentially, like the spiritual aspect?
That is that shadow that you were sensing.
Do you have dimensional science or spirit?
So now, the pause taser, if used against a materialized spirit, simply suffers ag from it.
Yep.
Would I think that that potentially would work?
At the very least, it would probably hurt the host body as well, which is good. So
I'm gonna fire at the bitch that doesn't belong here.
Cool. Yeah.
Yep. That'll at least half work. And the half ag is still ag.
So
Yeah.
I just hit the pause button. This device uses dimensional sciences 3, forces 3, life 4, prime 2. Yeah, it doesn't really say much more than that. So I'm not sure if I have to roll anything. Spirit simply suffers ag equal to successes on the device's activation roll. I'm not sure what I do for the activation roll.
Does it have an enlightenment score or an arete score?
Enlightenment 5, primal energy 15.
So it rolls its own enlightenment to use itself.
Okay.
I
guess I roll that for it.
You roll that for it, or Jen rolls it for you.
You can roll it. Yeah.
Okay.
And then what does it do beyond that? It does.
So for say like a shapeshifter, it forces them back into their Homid form. So a werewolf gets forces back into human. On top of the usual just electrocution.
Okay. Okay, so that doesn't super matter for what is the damage on that?
Doesn't actually say. While subjecting the target to electrocution as described in Mage 20, page 438.
Okay, on it.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you for giving me a page number, by the way.
That's the one nice thing about these books is that
The
they are
Technocracy book gives
really
that.
good at referencing pages to check.
438, I think that's what it said.
438? But it's
Yes.
aggravated damage?
To materialized spirits, that's all it does to materialized.
Number of health levels per turn a character suffers from contact with the source. Automatically, this literally galvanizes the effects of electric shock as a reminder that makes you more or less helpless. Pulling away from an electrical current requires a strength roll difficulty 9.
So it basically works as a taser.
And I'm just looking up the chart because it's not on the same page.
Cool. Well, she is not necessarily expecting it, so you can roll to hit and she'll be fucked.
What's my difficulty on this?
6.
If they put the electrocution chart on the same page, that'd be really nice.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
That's 4 successes.
Execution chart.
Nice.
Well, where the hell is it?
That's the problem with the M20 book, is that it references stuff and does not tell you what page the reference is on.
Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it too much. We only got like 25 minutes left. I'm just going to wing it.
Got it. Okay, it's under environmental hazards. Does it say what level it is?
Like, so against a materialized spirit, it suffers ag.
Yep.
Equal to the successes. Oh, equal to the successes.
Oh,
Nice.
Sorry, the earlier roll doesn't say that. Area doesn't say that. The last
Yeah.
line does.
okay,
no
cool.
worries.
So 4, I think I said.
Yeah.
4.
4 egg.
And
You
it
hit
cannot
her.
pull away.
Hard. Her back arches as she is spasming with the electricity from this taser. And
Yeah, it doesn't say anything about reloading this thing, but it also doesn't say it
it's a
is
one,
one and done.
But yeah.
How much
So-
primal energy does it have?
15.
So I believe you have 15 rounds of it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
15 turns worth.
Yeah. And yeah, she can't pull away
$50
from it.
Anonymous.
Woo!
Whoa!
She can't
to
pull away
me.
from it. So, Tegan, your turn. Oh no, wait, Heather's turn. Sorry. I think it's Heather next.
Yeah, I think so. So they're about to swarm us, right?
Yep. Absolutely. Yep. They're moving in.
Is there
Everybody
a
has turned
cluster
away
of
from their
them that's, like,
console.
how far away would you say they are? Ish?
There's some that are closer than others, but I'd say you're about around from getting mobbed.
Okay. Damn, so this probably won't work then, because I decided to grab one of the canisters of Funhouse gas, but that's like detonates within, what was it, 20 feet from the point of detonation. So I don't know if I can toss that that'll hit enough of them without getting us.
Yeah, you can. You definitely be hitting like the back group of them, but
It would slow them down a little bit,
it would still get, yeah, it would get slow some of them down.
assuming that they required using visual things, because that's just mostly
Yeah.
optical distortions and disorientation.
Yeah.
So if I'm throwing this, so I don't think it's, yeah, it's a forces, makes it impossible to see thanks to forces to effect that reflects light within 20 feet of the point of detonation. So I guess I just pull the pin or whatever and toss it.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
And what does it do in general? Just like
Okay, so it makes it, okay, unpredictable visual distortions ruin depth and color perception, so you can't see.
cool.
And it lasts for 30 to 60 minutes unless you have like active, like a lot of fans running, like
Yeah.
a lot. Oh,
Cool.
additional
Those.
that actually makes it worse. Sorry.
Oh yeah, those folks are all essentially out of combat. They're no, they're all goons. None of them are going to make their rolls on this. You've just taken out like 10 people in this area,
Nice.
which is about half the mob. So
And
good
several
job.
of them may fall because there's an entropy 2 adjustment incorporated into the gas, apparently.
Yeah, they're falling over.
Do you
They're
need me to
attacking each other as well. It's just
throw it or just do it?
confusion. Yep. Tegan, your turn.
I think Tegan is going to look at the main lady there, and she's just gonna take her fingers and go pew pew and use
Cool.
my finger guns.
The commander or the woman who met you at the sub, who's being electrocuted.
I will go for the one that's being electrocuted.
Cool, nice. She
So,
can't dodge, so
So it says so it's
Would that be difficulty 5 then? Or
Yeah.
lower?
yeah,
aimed via dex and energy weapons, and then damage is dealt
yeah.
with force.
Dex and energy weapons, difficulty
Okay.
5. Just hit her.
All right, dex I have 4, and hand-eye coordination, which I feel is a specialty, and then I also have 4 for weaponry, which is energy weapons. So double.
Yep. And you don't have any difficulty with your offhand either. So actually roll me
Yeah.
2 attacks because you're shooting
Ooh.
twice.
Yes.
And because of ambidextrous, you don't
Yeah.
have any penalty on that.
Oh my god, amazing! I love it. I love it. This is great. This is great. So many dice. So difficulty.
Aren't you glad you could come back for this part?
Yeah, I am. I really am.
And Jen, thank you for hand waving dice pool splitting for this.
Uh-huh.
Remember that.
Okay, so did you do?
Where's my magic table? I need to look up something.
7 successes for the first one.
Yeah, her on that first one, she is done. She is down. She's a corpse being electrocuted.
Nice. And then aim for the other one, I guess, and go pew for the other one.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be 2, 1, 2, 3, All right, 6 successes for that one.
Nice. And Nolan, you're up next.
Okay, so what just happened in it? Like, he was just looking around, stuff happened.
Yep.
What did Amy did something that caused a bunch of people just to like collapse?
She
some
tossed
gas
a
over there.
gas canister across the room. And Ava's being electrocuted and then was shot to death by Tegan's fingers.
Okay, so how many combatants are there that are not gonna collapse from the gas?
You've got still about you've got about 10 goons, goon type people who are converging on you still, and then you have Amelie, and you have someone who you know exists in the base, and there might be more people in the rest of the base as well, but
okay, so what I'm gonna do, what he's gonna do, there's a gas canister going off. He's don't shoot me. Shoot me, I'm gonna say. And I'm gonna use Mind 3 and a willpower to mentally swap places with the commander. So I'm gonna take a step in front of her into the side.
Yep.
And everyone's gonna just assume that I'm her.
Nice.
At least all of the people about to shoot are, or do whatever they're gonna do.
Fantastic.
So mental illusion, go. That's 3 successes.
Sweet.
Which is exactly what I need to change somebody's mind. So
Nice. Yeah, we're gonna say that works. I gotta check something because that changes what I was doing if he can tell. Oh, he does have mind. Awesome. Let me just do an awareness check for him.
Boo earns.
Okay, good. Captain Gamble is going to look at you and his wife and be like, what just happened? But actually catch it because he has mind magic and he had Prime up. And be like, oh, okay. So my wife is this one. But he's also going to follow your lead because he's too rattled right now. He was about to shoot his wife and he might have shot you, but instead he's going to just kind of look around the room. His eyes get super wide and go back to the sub. And he is going to start heading out of the room. And you know from that list of people that you saw that there's a good 20 technocrats on here that aren't goons. And there's like 3 of them that you've met. And there's probably some enlightened personnel as well that are around, but yeah. So anyways, Gamble's like got energy weapons out and is looking around the room, trying to like cover your escape essentially. And we're not going to do that yet. And we're back around to Sophia.
Okay. I'm going to pull my pen from my jacket pocket and just hold it in my hand. I'm kind of mentally like, if I get like swamped, overwhelmed, can't get away sort of thing, I'm going to stab somebody with it and set off the explosion from being stabbed in them. Otherwise, I'm going to take my pause back to reuse in a few minutes, probably.
Yep.
And trying GTFO.
Cool.
Back
Sounds
to the sub
good.
where hopefully it has not infiltrated because this base is done. That's it. Bomb it from above the ocean. Too bad. So sad. Can't fix this. Bye. They're all infected. No, have to contain the infection at this point. Cut off the limb.
Heather.
So it's time to run, obviously, but do I know, what do I know about this base? Like, did I read up on anything when I was coming down here? Do I know if there's a self-destruct system in it or something that I can activate?
Yeah.
I have a laser weapon, I have entropy, I have forces, I don't even know. I've got prime, can I just shove a bunch of stuff and dump a bunch of things in and try and see if I can point at something and go boom with my pew-pews?
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely a self-destruct ability. You just want to get off the base first, or at least give yourself a countdown of some variety if you can access a console.
There's probably one right next to me because we were in the thing full of consoles.
Absolutely.
All right. I have computers 3. I have technology modification with specialty modifications 4. I have I'm gonna spend willpower.
Do it.
Do all the things.
All the things.
Do you want to?
Magical effect, is it, or
Sorry, say that again.
a magical effect, or was this just me doing
I was gonna say, if you want to, you can either roll your magic to try and boost your skills, or roll your skills to try and boost your magic.
Which one makes more sense?
In this case, I'd almost say you're probably relying more on your skills. So maybe just like, and you don't have a lot of spheres, right? Or you have a lot of spheres, but not very high spheres.
No, so they would just be helping, like, make me more accurate kind of thing.
Yeah, like you probably are using data to help you scoot through systems. So roll me your Rattray and just see how easily that goes. Okay. And that'll determine your difficulty on your skill roll.
And I can spend willpower on
one of them.
On one of them. I will do that on the skill roll.
Yeah.
Does spending primal energy make sense here?
It would make things easy. No, because it's going to be difficulty 3 for your roll anyway, because you're only using data 1.
Okay. Oh boy. Okay. So far that's 2. 4. That was 2 10s, a 9, and a 6.
Roll your computer's roll. With at difficulty of 3, please.
Okay. Intelligence creative?
You are trying to find a creative solution, sure.
All
Hit
right.
me with it.
Okay. And I'm spending my willpower on this one.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I already checked it off. Okay, so 1 from willpower. I always forget to do that.
Yep. While you're doing that, Tegan, what are you up to next?
So what, and tell me if I can do this with what I have, is Tegan would like to be last out of the room of our group if we're running, and she would like to use matter to seal them in, to basically like what's the wording I'm looking for?
Like
Adjust
seal the
matter.
door?
Yeah, seal the door, like basically
Yeah.
like transform it. There we go. Transform matter.
You
to
absolutely
just, like,
can do that.
seal everyone in and just be like, nope.
Instead of a door, it becomes a wall.
Yeah, exactly.
Roll me your Rattray, and we're gonna hand wave a bit of it and just say that that roll is for when you all are out. That's an amazing roll.
Holy crap.
So yeah, Heather, you said it. You know, you have calculated exactly how much time, if you guys book it, it'll take to get back to the sub and seal the door and get disconnected. And you give yourselves a and then the base will explode. So you managed that. Nice. You can definitely do this. And I'm gonna say with that amount of successes, just to hand wave it because we're running out of time. You are also able to hold off the goons while Heather does her thing, which is still very fast. But you are protecting her as you're all trying to get out.
Nice.
Yes.
And you all know my plan because we're still connected, right?
Yep.
So you know
Absolutely.
everything that I've just done.
Yep. So and Tegan
100%.
translating it, being like, everyone out, I will seal everyone in, and then boom.
Yeah. Nolan, what are you up to?
Running at this point.
Cool.
Definitely running. So the door has been sealed.
It's going to be sealed behind you as soon as everybody goes. I'm just playing with the initiative a little bit, but
And the captain made it out, right?
he's making sure everybody else is following him first, but then yes. And then it's a straight shot back to the sub. Yeah, it's a straight shot back to the sub. And the door is there. And then Tegan will seal everybody else in behind.
Yeah.
And Heather's like, it's gonna blow.
Wait, does that mean Tegan's not coming?
No, Tegan's coming with you. It's just
I'm last. I'm doing the whole like everyone out. I will seal everything in and then be.
He's gonna start rattling off the top of his head. Okay, so what we did when we got here was we immediately disengaged the bulkhead. We did, and I'm gonna use the rote checklist.
cool.
Checklist eliminates botching for 1 action.
Nice.
You just can't botch.
Do it.
It's entropy 2. I'm gonna spend a willpower because what else is it for?
Right.
And that's gonna be 4 successes.
Sweet.
So whether or not you think that can cover the party kind of as the group as an area, probably a little weak for that, but I will do it on is Tegan or Heather the one that's going to be doing the work to get us out of here?
Tegan's the one protecting your rear. Heather has set everything to explode, so Heather's job is pretty much done. So is Tegan's actually once you're out there. So I think at this
I'm
point,
going to give it to all 3 of them and not me. I can botch. They can't. On the roll that gets them out of here.
Nice. Okay, yeah. I'm just going to say that you all make it out of this room. Tegan, you have held off people until Heather is done with her work. And you guys are booking it down the hallway. And you can see that the door to the sub is open. And just give me a dex and athletics to make it down the hall.
Everybody?
Yeah, everybody.
Oh, good. No.
So we can't botch.
You cannot botch this roll.
This is your roll to get out, and the 3 of you cannot botch, but Nolan.
Spending a willpower, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend a willpower. I got it.
What was the difficulty?
I got 1 success.
Nice.
He's out of shape and in his 40s, man. He's doing his best.
Yep. Oh, I rolled. Ooh, what's the difficulty?
6.
For purposes of description, he looks like Matt Berry. So, like a less in shape version of me.
Yep.
2. I rolled 2 1s on there.
Oof. Yeah, Sophia,
So I
you're the
was very
first out. You're back on the sub.
I am
Almost
good
before
at this.
Tegan's done.
I'm slightly concerned about that door having been open, though. My life sight is still up, I'm pretty sure, because I just have taken the glasses off.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm going to look over any crew I encounter to make sure I don't see that shadow.
You see no shadow. All of the crew, you see no extra life signs on there except for the cat.
I'm kicking
The cat has
off.
made it onto the sub somehow.
I'm kicking the cat off.
Go find the cat.
Fling it back out the door.
Cat just looks sadly at you as it sits by the door.
The problem with this is my nature is monster.
I know.
Fling.
So yeah, as the rest of you are running down, this cat gets yeeted out of the sub and just sits there staring sadly at the door.
It might have brought it in here.
I'm not complaining.
No, let's get out of here.
You guys, and the captain makes it back on with you as well. The other folks, you didn't take too long, so everybody else hadn't really started offloading the storage yet. And so you managed to shut the door and the sub disconnects. Heather, give me a perception and alertness roll.
Alertness, you say? Okay. What am I difficultying at?
6.
Then that's going to be 4 successes.
You guys get back to the sub. The door closes, and you hear that disconnect sound. Thank you.
I'm here for mouse sounds.
Yeah. And just a sense of relief kind of settles onto your shoulders And as you're pulling away, Heather, you realize you made a mistake. And you didn't quite calculate how much time it would take you to get far enough away from the base before it explodes.
Get caught in the blast.
And as you're realizing that, and the sub is starting to pull away, you feel that pressure as the base just, not really a lot of sound because you're underwater and it all gets deadened, but the sub gets caught up in the blast. Yeah. Give me Dex and Athletics just to
Everyone,
see.
Star Trek.
Yeah, right. As the sub is propelled away from the base. Yeah.
Botch.
6 is it the
Nuts.
target?
6 is the target.
3.
I expected that to be a lot harder. What?
Yeah, Nolan, you're like thrown across the sub, and I'm not going to worry about damage because we're right at the end. But those of you who succeeded at least managed to keep your feet, though you do stagger. More successes you get, the easier it is, obviously. And everybody give me perception and awareness. As the lights start to turn red and an alarm starts to blare.
I'm gonna spend a willpower.
I'm gonna do that too, because we're getting...
I am.
Yeah, might as well.
What's our target?
lot
Is
of-
it 6 again?
Yeah.
3.
Nice.
Sorry, 1. That's a lot of ones.
Many ones. Cool.
Lord.
Sophia's many. Yeah, nice.
I rolled several 10s in a row.
Nice. So all of you got at least one success, and so you're going to feel this to varying degrees. But as the sub moves and as you're just flung about in this tin can, you feel a pressure and then a pop, which I can't make with my mouth. But if Kelly wants to do the popping mouth sound, thank you.
Well, I'm here.
And as you go to regain your feet, you realize that your feet aren't touching the ground anymore. And you start to slowly float.
Shit.
What?
Oh, son of a bitch.
And then the screams begin. And I'm going to call game there.
That sounds fantastic. Good job. This is Jen. That was honestly some of the most fun I've had with Mage in
was
years.
so fun.
Thank you.
That was so
Like
much
that,
fun.
like
That was
as
really
a player,
good.
that's definitely one of my top Mage experiences. Thank you very much.
Yay!
So,
Especially
Jen,
that last
thank you.
line. You worked on that a while.
it's amazing.
Love it.
But I also want to just say that Kelly, I want to say shout out to Kelly for like rolling and running with it.
With what?
Because we don't get to see you play mages as a player.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can do that with minds and entropy. What the
Right?
like, I don't know, you can see you in your element and you know what you're doing, and it's really
Thank
cool
you.
to see.
Yeah.
Yes.
This guy was, yeah.
And I just have to say,
Faster at
so
work there.
now having played through the game, can you kind of see why I was like, oh, all of the foreshadowing I get from your character, you made perfect characters for me. Thank you.
Oh yeah, me and my
pretty
expendable
good.
being sent on a trip to mission to die.
Same with Tegan,
Yup,
also has
same
expendable.
with me. I have
Oh,
expendable.
Failure.
Expendable.
Yep.
High five.
Yeah.
Nightmares and PTSD.
Yeah.
PTSD.
Um,
I was this
Heather,
close to
you're wearing a Firefly shirt.
I am.
Yup.
Guess where you just ended up?
In space.
Bye. We're in the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism. Space.
But yeah, I'm telling the chat that if they donate now, they can have more episodes. So
Yeah, Jen threatened to make this a campaign, so
I
do it.
Or a
I
chronicle.
love our characters. Like
This would
They're
be
so good.
amazing,
What
even
the
to like
heck?
restart and kind of like restart from the beginning and have more time on the base and have the mystery build
Yeah.
Mhm.
to figure out, and then
Mhm.
shit goes bad, and then you're in space
So-
all of a sudden, or
Yeah.
So
Space.
former Technocracy players, this look familiar to you?
Uh-huh.
just a little. Yeah, just a little.
Yeah. It's my blacklist tie. I love
Yep.
it. I love this.
Yeah.
It's my
But yeah, I did kind of come up with a like 8 to 12 episode run for this game just by listening to the song Handlebars by Flowbots over and over again in my car.
yep, that'll do
It just all came to me. All of it.
So I have been threatening people with the Technocracy game for a while, and this was Jen, how did we put it beforehand? Because you were like, oh, I want to run this. And I'm like, run it as a pilot episode.
Yep.
So flood the Discord, flood the mage boards, like flood everything, and if we get enough people barking at us and donating enough to us, or joining the Patreon.
Join Patreon.
Yeah, join the Patreon to get a
Patreon.com/Dork.
Technocracy game.
Yeah.
But also donate to kids.
Also that.
Yeah, that too.
I mean, I made my goal today, which is fantastic. So
It is fantastic. That was a really, really excellent game.
This was
I'm glad.
Jen.
I'm glad.
Good engineer. Yeah.
And
a
I
lot of
hope this
fun.
is a huge compliment to you, but you were said, after playing under Kelly and you you have his same vibe. You really do. It felt very similar to how we play our Victorian mage, and it was great.
Well, and
to
I do
have
love like
you in control, and also like have Kelly an opportunity to play. So this is really fun because it has the same feel, but a little bit different.
It's also the
but,
same
like,
crew too.
I
Like it's like,
know.
alright, you gotta
And
but
the
I do
beautiful
love
thing-
it just that it's extra life too, so we can just be kind of like, let's just play a bit fast and loose with the
A
rules and
little
just
more
go
balls
for
for
it.
the wall.
Yeah. And the beautiful thing about a cliffhanger is I could either restart with whatever we want to do, maybe have more time on the base, or even just do like a flashback kind of thing where you do have more time on the base just to flesh that out. Or we could add or subtract characters as needed because you don't know whether you just survived.
Yep.
Or a thread now. So Monkey Soda donated $20 for more, please.
Yay!
That's good. That's
Thank
one.
you.
So I think it's really and like one of the best compliments I can give you on this one, Jen, is that there were a lot of places where we were doing things with like separated scenes, like as happens in a lot of World of Darkness games. You have scenes where it's just one player and the storyteller just one-on-one. Your pacing on that was really good. I never felt bored.
Yep.
not at all.
And like when someone else is going, even like I had so much like glancing at books and things I had to do anyway just to make sure that I had all the right foci and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
But even when like it was really good pacing, which is a hard thing to do to keep people interested, particularly when you're not physically in the same room.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
It's hard. So.
It means all my planning was good.
Yeah. No,
I
it was
think-
very meticulous planning.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of this character could have worked as Iteration X, but I like that she wasn't.
She's a
Mhm.
Scotty.
Yeah, and what I love is that Tegan, Sophia, and Heather all are varying themes on the same character. They are, but it's an absolute masterclass in how you can take a character idea and make it whatever convention. It's great. A lot of you even have the same flaws and merits and stuff, but totally different vibes. And it's
And I mean,
Here's curiosity.
if we did this as a full like game, I would probably want to rebuild Sarah, like Sophia, as a bit more
Yeah, we want to shuffle.
Sarah.
bit more
I just heard
effort and
Sarah.
thought. I almost said Sarah. It's an S.
yeah.
Rebuild a little bit to be a bit more focused, fleshed out, a little more focused on like what she can do potentially.
Yeah.
Maybe lower her sphere so that that can grow
Yeah.
during game. Because I just wanted more magic stuff I could do in game today
Absolutely.
instead
Yeah.
of skills.
Now this was, it's as Kelly said, it was designed as a pilot that we can either continue with the premise of or just redo more or less, right? Like I probably wouldn't redo it exactly, obviously, because
We'd know what would
who
be
wants to
happening.
play? Yeah, who wants to play the exact same game, kind of thing.
Mhm.
But there are creative ways that I could incorporate a replay in.
Yeah.
And honestly,
so.
like you're one of the people who I would trust to do that, like,
Yeah.
and be good and fun.
Yay!
Like, yeah.
Oh, we just received a $50 donation as well.
Purely to help you feel better.
Aw.
Aw.
That's really good. Thank you, Paulino.
Yay!
Alright.
I have heard you know what? What is that? Is anybody under their total right now? Robin, you're under your new total.
So am I.
Oh, that was to me from to Hope for making me feel better. Thank you. I played through the pain a bit.
I might up my total because I just made it and I have like 2 more games to be in. So
Right, that's what I did last
and
night.
all of November potentially.
yeah, right. So, whew.
So I guess we should
Thanks, all.
probably call it because it's 2:35.
Yes.
Right.
I kept it in time too.
I know it's very hard to do.
Right?
So
It was a short
Well
combat,
done.
but the idea was for you to run
but
anyway.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was like,
it was great.
bye.
Yep.
Ha, nope.
Let's
right
nope
on out
on
of
out of
there.
here. Though I did try to give you a pet iteration X cat, but you threw it back into the base, so
I
you
was
don't
like-
get cupcake.
It wasn't
Oh,
supposed to be there, as far as I was aware. It might hold Threatnal. Bye.
Fair.
And I'm like, you know what? That's a really good way to demonstrate my nature.
Absolutely, it's great.
Sacrifice the cat.
Okay. So what
What
else we got? So yeah, we'll call in just a sec. So let's see. Polancino just threw in, and then let's see. Do we want to do a round of where we are, where you can find us?
Yeah, let's just quickly do that. I guess I'll start. I'm Jen. You can maybe find me on Dork Tales and mostly on Dork Tales. Yep. Kelly, where can we find you?
Dork Tales. Oh, hey, look, there's somebody popping up on the screen right now with a donation for you, Jen.
Ooh.
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 Who's it from?
Oh, I don't know.
Mm.
From
didn't see.
Kelly.
From Kelly.
Oh, hey.
What?
Yay.
So there you go, $50 I'm chipping into you, Jen. There you go.
Nice.
Aw.
Thank you.
For a wonderful mage experience. Take my $50.
Woo.
Nice. So I'm Kelly. Whoa. I don't know why the sound is delayed on that. It's weird. But anyway, thanks for running that. It's been a hell of a lot of fun. I'm excited.
Good.
And I know why the sound's delayed. I figured it out. Why is the sound now? Okay. Anyway.
Mhm.
So thank you very much. Come watch more stuff and go watch these 4 lovely ones play mages under me in our Victorian era game, and in Breaking Tradition, which is our little mini series that we ran, where everybody's all about each other in that game.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I got. Amy.
Hi, I'm Amy. I had so much fun playing this character. I didn't really know what was going to happen when I started her, but it was good. It worked out. And folks can find me at twitch.tv/paradoxicalghoul. I occasionally stream. I'm trying to do it again, get more into it again. And you can find me here on Dork Tales in the upcoming Spelljammer game, but also in our Mage game and a bunch of games that are in like finished season / on hiatus / etc. So I'm around.
Nice.
Cool. And Christine.
I'm Christine. You can find me as Lady Liliana on Twitch, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, all those fun things. I do stream myself generally on Saturdays, but of course today we are doing this. Yeah, come back this evening to catch me in Robin's Radiant Citadel game.
Nice.
And Robin.
Well, thank you so
Close
much,
us out.
Jen, for running this. This was so much fun, and I want more. But yeah, you can find me. I'm usually here on Dork Tales. I haven't streamed on my channel for a while, so we'll see. I enjoyed playing games mostly, so you know. But yeah. So Krista is gonna be up next with her Quiet Year game, but after that at 7 p.m. Pacific, I'm gonna be running the Radiant Citadel with these lovely folks plus some others. So please come check that out. It's gonna be a great chaotic game.
It'll be so much fun.
hopefully. And yeah, you get a little sneak
Well,
peek
I mean,
at
chaos
Radiant
is the name of the
Citadel.
game.
It's true.
True. All right. So, Jen, do you want to say anything on the way out?
Thank you all for letting me do this crazy idea I had that once started as a book, and I can't write a book apparently because, well, I could, but my brain won't let me. ADHD. But letting me turn it into a game, and I've had so much fun. I'm glad you liked it. Thank you all.
Really good.
It was really fun.
All right, so folks, we're gonna head out now. We'll see you in a couple minutes. They'll be back in 20 minutes with The Quiet Year. See you in a few.